Good evening and welcome to Week 6 of the high school football season. I'm Alex Boyer with Jacket Nation Sports, and we are live here at Bob Price Field at Lowe Stadium, where the number 5 ranked Lebanon Yellow Jackets will get ready to take on the Glendale Falcons in an Ozark Conference matchup. I'm joined by my color commentator, Mike Flanders, and Mike, it feels kind of like Week 1 with this weather outside.
Yeah, a little bit warm outside, but it's Friday night nonetheless. We look forward to this minute every week, and here we are.
But we will, and tonight's matchup will feature two offenses that couldn't get more different. So what are we expecting to see from the Falcons tonight, Mike?
So Falcons run a kind of a run and shoot, old school. You know, back when I played, that was a big deal. A lot of, but they've made it contemporary with some pistol stuff. A lot of little screen passes, a lot of bubbles, a lot of tunnels, and then look to take their shot downfield.
Well, of course, we want to take time to thank our primary sponsors for tonight's broadcast: Heritage Bank of the Ozarks, Jonesy's Travel Center, Missouri Cooperage, Results Advertising, Shadle's Colonial Chapel, and Mercy Hospital, Lebanon. We will cut it down to the field for the national anthem and then be back with some more pregame show. You're watching Jacket Nation Sports on YouTube.
Sportsmanship by its student athletes, coaches, and spectators. You are encouraged to support all student athletes and refrain from making demeaning comments or other intimidating actions directed at officials, coaches, spectators, or team representatives. State guidelines prohibit spectators from entering the playing field during and after the contest. We thank you for your cooperation and support of interscholastic athletics. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise for the national anthem being performed by the Glendale Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Troy Cronkite.
Just under 14 minutes to kick off here between the Glendale Falcons and Lebanon Yellow Jackets. We were able to catch up with our Missouri Cooperage Week 5 Player of the Week, senior Gunnar Williams, along with Lebanon quarterbacks coach Zach Miller. So here's some of our pregame interviews that we got. And if you listen to our pregame show every Friday at 4 o'clock, you've heard these interviews. But here's what Gunnar and Coach Miller had to say about the upcoming matchup with the Falcons. Joining me live on the Jacket Nation Sports pregame show, as always, is Lebanon High School quarterbacks coach Zach Miller. Coach, appreciate you taking the time again to join us for the third straight week.
Appreciate you having me.
Going to have to figure out a segment name for this before too long and start finding.
Well, you're creative. You'll come up with something good, no doubt.
We'll get something rolling. But a 51-6 victory last week at Waynesville, just a dominant performance for your team on both sides of the ball. But I want to talk a little bit about some of the complimentary football that I saw. Your opening drive, your offense goes down the field and fumbles the ball inside the red zone. Waynesville makes a nice play, gets the ball back, but, instead of pointing fingers, the defense just comes on the field and does their job, gets a stop, and then from there, your offense was pretty much unstoppable for the rest of the night.
Yeah, as far as the fumble goes, we were rolling pretty good. The look we'd seen on defense was really the first consistent even front, four hands down we'd seen. Bolivar did a little bit of it, but kind of sprinkled in there with their odd look. So we fully expected to see the front we seen. They did a few things different out of it. To be honest with you, it's something we needed to see. Teams are going to throw some different things at you, some curveballs, if you will, and we hadn't seen some of them, so it was good to get it on film and be able to work through it during the week. And we adjusted in the game really well, just little things. And then, like I said, that first drive, Gavin fumbled down there really close to the end zone off a busted play and made a really good run, and which he does. He can improvise a lot, obviously, which is a great weapon to have when things don't go right. But so far they have been quite a bit, and no one really feels worse about that than he does, obviously. But as you said, pointed to, our defense is playing really well right now. So, they get the ball from like the 5, which isn't necessarily real good for them either, and our defense went out there and did what they've been doing, fly it around and made plays.
Unfortunately, you guys have been dealing with a little bit of the injury bug the last few weeks. What are some of the injury updates that you guys have going into tonight?
We've had some guys out for a while now, and the status on some of them is still kind of up in the air. We're hoping to get some of them back perhaps by the end of the year, but some of them not. We've had some nicks and knacks. When you play both ways, we've got several kids playing both ways, and you're playing in the OC, against the good teams we play, you're going to take a pounding. So, and then plus we go hard in practice too. There's not many days off. Monday, the day after a game, we're half pads and we're going at it. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are work days. We're full pad on Thursday, so there's no goofing off really. So we've got a few nicks and knacks, but nothing I don't expect. I expect everybody you've seen in the recent weeks, I think you'll see out there tonight.
I know Nick Allen's been dealing with a little bit of an injury this week. What kind of updates do you have on him?
He looked fine yesterday. I think it was just a lot of we're getting to the time of year where maybe fatigue more than anything.
Now you're in the press box during the games, correct? Up in the box with Austin Knight?
Yep.
What are some of the advantages and disadvantages that you see of being up in the box and then not being able to be field level?
You see the bigger picture up there because you're seeing the whole field. Depending on, the sideline view is from where you're at, you're limited on what you can see. So oftentimes if the play call, for example, on offense is to your side, you can see some things up front. Offensively on the O-line, you can see some things with their outside, inside backers. But it's hard to see the bigger picture, and a lot of times, if a negative play is made or something like that, or something doesn't go according to plan, a lot of times you're the instant feedback, because if something happened on the backside to lead to a non-successful play, a lot of times it's hard to see on the field. Now, they have iPads, certainly, so they can take those iPads and generate that information, but a lot of times that's between series. So they may have to wait 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 snaps of the football before they can break down what's going on. So we have a pad up top too, not only so can we see it visually as it happens, like live, but we can hit the pad pretty quick too. So, having somebody up top, Coach Knight does a great job on the defensive side too, and relaying that information to Coach Hicks and Coach Allen. So, knowing what you're looking for, and again, that kind of goes back to our continuity and our system and how long our coaching staff's been together. You kind of know what to look for that's going to help out the guys on the field.
And then how's the week of preparation been for Glendale? Lots of conditioning, I assume, getting ready for that no-huddle offense?
Yeah, just a lot of reps, trying to build depth. A lot of, you got different kids moving around in different spots for the way we go about facing these teams defensively. You got some new kids maybe stepping up in some different spots, maybe some guys that have been playing somewhere else, moving to a different spot this week, and really that just helps their skill set for what they do well will help us defensively. So a lot of conditioning though, because they're going to try to get a lot of snaps. So
offensively, what are you guys expecting to do tonight?
Hopefully just keep doing like we've been doing, take what they give us. If we can bust a few big plays, that's great, but if not, we'll just stay ahead of the sticks. Defensively, with their coaching staff being intact for week 1 and 2, you've got 2 weeks of film to look at there. And defensively, what they were doing then is what they've kind of done the last few years. So we have to prep for that look. Then the new coaching staff comes in and kind of switches things up. So now we're prepping for that look. But the good thing about what Coach Summers does every week on our schedules. He pretty well gives us every front, and we see a little bit of everything. So we feel like we're pretty well prepared for what we see as far as the front and what the backers may be doing and things like that. But honestly, whatever they throw at us, we'll adapt to.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for the time, and good luck tonight against Glendale.
Awesome. Thanks.
Joining us now on the Jacket Nation pregame show is our Week 5 Missouri Cooperage Player of the Week, senior Gunnar Williams, number 44, a defensive tackle and a tight end for the Yellow Jackets. Gunnar, I appreciate you taking the time to join the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
A 51-6 win for you guys at Waynesville. Just talk a little bit about how you thought your team played and your performance overall.
I thought we played really well. I think one thing is we still have a lot of room to improve. I mean, personally, I think I played pretty good, and the whole defense is dominant the whole game.
Yeah, that defensive line up front has been nasty through the halfway point this season. Just talk a little bit about the guys that you have up there and what makes that group so special.
I mean, Nick and Mason, they're both just stellar athletes. I mean, both of them just getting after the quarterback and stopping the run game. I mean, I don't think you can find two better edges in Missouri.
And then whenever you're able to have the depth, bringing in Thomas last week, and Jason Woods done a good job off the bench, so a lot of depth there too.
Yeah, I mean, Case and Woods came in, never really playing a whole lot of D-line, and stepped up and had quite a few tackles. And Thomas Howell going both ways, working hard. And Dane and Conrad even had a few snaps.
So a lot of depth up there. But, I mean, what did it mean for you guys just to win that game the way that you did last week? Obviously, dealing with JJ's accident, I'm sure you guys have been playing with some heavy hearts. But just talk a little bit about what that win meant for your program.
I mean, that was for JJ. I mean, everybody goes into the game. I mean, you never know when your last snap's going to be, and he never had the opportunity to play his last snap. So, I mean, we're all just out there playing for him, never know when it could end.
And then the leadership role from your senior class, I know that you guys have a pretty tight-knit group, with Griffin, Gavin, Hoyt, Drew, those guys. Talk a little bit about the leadership role that you guys have taken on this year.
I mean, our whole class, we've been together for a long time. Me, Drew, Gavin, and Hoyt, and Griffin, we've played ball together since we was 8, 9 years old, and I feel like we've been around for a while, and we've really led this program this year, and we're taking big strides.
So, big matchup waiting for you guys in Springfield this week. Take me through what it's like playing as a defensive lineman against an offense kind of like Glendale's, and do you get tired faster with their no huddle offense, or do you just fun for you knowing that you're going to be rushing the passer every single snap?
I mean, it definitely wear you out, but there's one thing, you got an opportunity to make a sack every play. I mean, I think our edges this week will have a big week and be able to just get after the quarterback. And
has conditioning been a focus point this week with the no huddle offense that they've been running?
We've ran a little bit more than usual, thanks to Coach Sum.
Gunnar, I appreciate you taking the time to join the show, and best of luck this week against Glendale.
Thank you.
Back here at Glendale High School, where the Lebanon Yellow Jackets and the Glendale Falcons are set to square off here as the captains are heading to midfield now. But let's go ahead and look at our Jacket Nation Sports keys to the game tonight, Mike. And my first one I have up there is 163-6. Now, people are probably at home going, why is that number up there.
But in the wide world of
let me
sports.
show you a fun fact that I found out this week. Lebanon is outscoring opponents 163-6 in the first half of games this year through the first 5 weeks. And, I knew the first half had been dominated by the Yellow Jackets in most games, but this one really just caught me by surprise. So, and people might be wondering why it's such a big deal, but the fast starts that Lebanon's gotten off to games with is always a huge advantage, and you're making the other teams uncomfortable right out of the gate, and you're making the game late real early every Friday night for opposing teams. And, Lebanon's just forcing the opponent's best hands early on, making them be perfect whenever they jump out to leads like that. So that was my first key to the game. And, Mike, what do you have down?
Number 2, I've stayed patient, especially on focusing on defense. Anybody that knows high school football knows these Falcons are known for a high potential pass attack. Although they do take their shots downfield, they keep it pretty underneath. And so, Lebanon is going to have to maintain and keep everything in front of them. They're going to go downfield, but understand whoever they put out there as quarterbacks, Alec, and we don't even know who that's going to be at this point. But make sure we keep them in the pocket and stop them from extending the plays. They're going to get big. They're going to potentially go for some big yardage tonight, but being able to get off the field on third down is going to be critical for these Yellow Jackets.
And then our last key to the game is special teams matter. Our last, of course, but it did come down to a field goal the last time Lebanon was here between these two teams. Quentin Dowdy nailing a game-winning field goal as time expired in 2021. But, Mike, after watching Rhett Rhodes nail that 36-yard field goal last week to go into halftime, you got to feel confident where the kicking game is at for LHS. And be careful with this Glendale kickoff return, because the Falcons housed the opening kickoff in the first meeting between these two teams in 2021, and Lebanon kind of struggled on their hands team last week and their kickoff coverage, which had been a little bit of a strong point for them through the first 4 weeks, but it's kind of struggled with it through the fifth week. So it'll be interesting to see how they shored that up in practice a little bit. So those are our keys to the game, and let's check out some of the district standings as we enter Week 6, Class 5, District 6. Lebanon sitting atop of the district standings, and this is a district game between these two teams, so big points available here tonight at Lowe Stadium. Lebanon 5-0 with 51.5 points. Republic jumping Willard in the standings this week with a 4-1 record, 38.5 points. The Willard Tigers 3-2, 37.8 points. Glendale Falcons, the home team tonight, are in 4th place. Branson in 5th, Central in 6th, and then Parkview 0-5, rounding us out in Class 5, District 6. So Lebanon will kick off first to the Falcons, and we have high school football tonight here at Glendale High School between two talented teams in the Ozark Conference. So excited to call this game with you tonight, Mike, and can't believe it's already Week 6.
Week 6, halfway through the season. But as Coach Christian says, 1-0, baby. All that matters is tonight.
Rhett Rhodes will kick off, and we are underway as the kickoff lands at about the 20-yard line.
Oh, my, the
Lebanon
jacket
recovers the opening kickoff. It went off a Glendale.
Lebanon jumps on the loose ball.
Off a Glendale, I guess, kickoff cover or kickoff returner's hands, and I believe that was Griffin Jones who was able to jump on that. So quick start there for the Yellow Jackets out of the gate.
Well, the up guy was expecting the back guy to get it, and the back guy was expecting the up guy to get it.
Just miscommunication.
Nobody got it except the Yellow Jackets, of course.
So Gavin Smith in the offense will take over from the 28-yard line, 27-yard line, and before the defense even had to run a play, the Lebanon offense will be out on the field.
Quick start, baby.
Gavin Smith calls Drew Bowling in motion. It's a handoff up the middle to Jax Glenditting, and he goes about 2 or 3 yards there and brought down by a Falcons linebacker.
Here we go. Looks like they even about 4 yards, Alex.
2nd down and 6.
Looks like they're coming out in the 4-4, Alex, so a little balanced.
Smith turns around and hands it off to Jax again, up the middle to Jax.
As the
gets about a gain of 6 or 4 there.
As the Lebanon lineman would call, even, because there's 4 guys on the line as they're making the calls down there on the field.
3rd and short.
Yellow Jackets
3rd and 1.
down some offensive linemen tonight with Cameron Myers and Caden Crabtree out for the game. Were replaced by 2 sophomores, Colin Alford doing the job at left guard, and Eli Jackson got the start at center tonight. Now 3rd and 1. Gavin tries to get the Falcons to jump off sides, but to no avail. Now he calls Drew in motion, but it's another handoff up the middle to Glendale, and he almost
The middle for a
breaks a
first
tackle
down.
there, but brought down by number 6, Lucas Rich, the Glendale senior.
Glendenning.
That'll be a first down for Lebanon inside the 15-yard line to about the 11. And again, that's just pretty stereotypical Lebanon. Give it to Jax, and that was not an option. That was a give, and they gave it to Jax, and he did his job.
So far, Jax Glendale picking up right where he left off a week ago against the Waynesville Tigers. Now Abe Allen in motion, and it's another give to Jax up the middle, and he tries to bounce off to the left side and gets down to about the 10-yard line after a gain of 2.
Great penetration there by Glendale's defense that forced Jax outside to the left, and looks like
Frazier with the tackle, number
2nd
57.
8.
The receivers come off the field, and the big boys, tight end Gunnar Williams and Nick Allen, enter the game for the Yellow Jackets. So expect to see some sort of toss play here, or a Gavin keeper off the right or left sideline. And
Yeah, they like this pitch
Smith
on this.
Center, 2nd and 9.
We'll see
Drew
if they
in
go
motion
to
to the
it.
left side, and it's a handoff to Jackson. He slipped going up the middle, had a hole there, but looks like his cleats got caught in the turf and tripped up there at about the 9-yard line after a gain of 1. So 3rd down and 7 looming for Lebanon in their opening offensive possession of the game.
Got to hand it to Glendale's defense here, sticking their back foot in the ground and not giving up, standing strong. Based upon the film we saw, Alex, their line is playing better than we
3rd
anticipated.
and long for the Yellow Jackets.
You know, they do have an outstanding
Need to get the ball to
defensive
the
end
2.
that we'll talk about at some point. But
3rd down and 7 for Lebanon now. It's a fake handoff to Jax up the
Quarterback
middle, and
keeps
Gavin
himself.
goes up the
Smith.
middle, untouched into the end zone. A little late hit there,
Yellow
and
Jackets.
Gavin Smith, the first score of the night for the Yellow Jackets, as the points up here to the camera.
Gavin Smith with the touchdown.
Gavin Smith from 9 yards out into the end zone to get Lebanon on the board first with 9:05 remaining in the first quarter.
you know, Alex, that offense, when it's pound, 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 fullback, 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 the second he pulls it, could have run a freight train through that, Alex. Huge hole, great cutback, touchdown, Yellow Jackets.
Rhett's extra point is up and
Rhodes
down the middle, and that
through the extra point
Lebanon
is good.
touchdowns brought to you by Riverfront
With 9
Campground and
minutes
Canoe
and 5
Rental.
seconds left in the
So
first
big
quarter,
thank you
it's
to
the
the
Yellow
Glendenning
Jackets
family
7,
for
Falcons
sponsoring
0.
our touchdowns for the 2023 football season. Make sure you check out Riverfront Campground and Canoe Rental in Lebanon.
Doing a quick shout out to Scott McCowan. This is happening so fast, Alex. Getting our offense out there that we missed a couple first downs, Farm Bureau first downs.
So with 9:05 remaining in the first quarter, Lebanon strikes first, up 7-0 over the Glendale Falcons, and both teams coming back out here for the kickoff. Let's see if Rhett's got some more magic in him, Mike, and hopefully he can make another big play here. So if you're just now tuning in, Lebanon had the opening kickoff, and it muffed off a Glendale defender, and Lebanon was able to hop on it, and then Lebanon goes 6 plays, 27 yards in 2 minutes and 52 seconds, and strikes first in this Ozark Conference matchup. And another muffed kick there, but Glendale able to get on that, and Avery Starnes there to wrap him up at about the 23-yard line, where we will see this Glendale passing attack, Mike, and be
Buckle
interesting
up.
to see who comes out of the huddle first for the Falcons, with obviously some quarterback controversy going on here the last few weeks.
Yeah, you can
Falcons
just look
offense on the field for
look
the
in the
first time
newspaper and
today.
see what's been happening. And, you know, as the offense steps out here, this happens pretty quickly, folks. This will be an entertaining for you to watch, and it'll be a challenge for us to keep up with, Alex.
So does sophomore Cash Newberry, who gets the start tonight for the Falcons. And Newberry coming into the game with a 52% completion percentage, already throwing for
Newberry
more
shotgun,
than 1,300
leading
passing
Falcons,
yards through the first 5
1st and
weeks.
10.
So you got trips right, twins left, just the quarterback in the backfield as you get a jet.
Receiver in motion, a fake
Quarterback
jet up the
keeper.
middle. It's Newberry up the middle, who's met by that Lebanon defensive line. Gunnar Williams, our Week 5 Missouri Cooperage Player of the Week, making the first stop of the night for the Yellow Jackets, and a loss of 1 for Glendale on their first play of the night.
little bit of surprised, Alex, on the run there. Expecting a lot of tunnels and bubbles, and they run it. And they are huddling. No, something else we didn't expect, Alex.
So Glendale comes out, second down and 11. Four receivers lined up to the right side with the lone receiver on the left side. That's Cannon Roark by himself on that left side.
He's on an island. Mom, I'm out here on an island.
And now it's a tunnel screen to Lucas Rich, who doesn't get anywhere, I don't think. And I think he was tackled there by Avery Starnes and Griffin Jones for the Yellow Jackets. And a third down and long ensuing for the Falcons. And Mike, quarterback Gavin Smith moving back in the secondary tonight for the Yellow Jackets as a starting safety. Abe Allen, Hoyt Honey, Drew Bowling as well in the secondary. Braden Christian and Avery Starnes and Griffin Jones at the outside linebacker position. Mason Hendricks, Gunnar Williams, and Nick Allen along the defensive line for the Yellow Jackets. Third down and 11 as Newberry drops back, and Griffin Jones almost got to him, but he made a completion over the middle, and Drew Bowling did a good job of protecting the sticks there and keeping that gain to a minimum, and now the Falcons will be forced to punt on their first possession of the game.
With Weston out, Alex confirmed with his knee injury, it'll force Gavin to come back in the rotation a little bit more, but obviously against this team we expected him to come out quite a bit more, and they do line up in a traditional punt formation, but I don't believe him.
Lebanon will send Cannon Roark back to return the punt, and the snap and the kick. Roark back just a little bit to about the 30-yard line, and Roark tries to make a move to the right sideline, and nice tackle there by the Glendale punt coverage team, where Gavin Smith from the offense will come back out on the field at the 32-yard line. We'll take our first commercial break of the night. You're watching Jacket Nation Sports on YouTube.
At Heritage Bank of the Ozarks, we are committed to our neighbors. Your local dollars are invested in our local communities. With local lenders and local decisions, because at Heritage Bank, we are neighbors serving neighbors.
First down and 10 for Lebanon as we're back at Glendale High School. The pitch to Bowling on first down, and nice pursuit there by the Glendale defense. I think that was Lucas Rich who got there first for the Falcons, along with Quincy Johnson after about a gain of 2. Mike, we didn't see a lot of the slot backs used last week against Waynesville. It was more just the Gavin and Jack show. I believe, if I look at my stats here.
Well, we did go to the air quite a bit last week, too, 6 for 8 from the air. And we were very efficient moving the ball, about 8. I think Jack's average 8 yards a carry. So you moved the ball down the field pretty quickly as Jack's.
15 carries for Glendinning last week, along with 10 carries for Smith. So, and those two combined for about 300 yards of rushing. So not a bad night at the office for Glendinning and Smith, as third down upcoming for the Jackets from the 36-yard line.
And there's a chance in this offense that the fullback or the H-back gets 20, 25 carries. 15's pretty conservative, but obviously, the game was out of hand early.
Third down here for the Yellow Jackets. We'll see what Brian Summer dials up. Smith calls Bowling in motion, and it's a read from Smith and a pitch to Bowling on the left side, and he picks up good yardage there, crosses midfield for a Farm Bureau first down. So Drew Bowling, we talked about the slots not being utilized much last week, but here early on, Mike, they've been utilized a lot more.
Yeah, Bowling with a pickup of about 15 there. He likes the outside, and he just took advantage of some great blocking by the line, and then obviously the receiver, the wide receiver out here, which I believe was Hoyt Honey. And here we go, 1st and 10 in Falcon territory.
From the 49-yard line, Smith will get under center with Eli Jackson doing the snapping for Lebanon tonight. Now it's Abe. Motion to his right, but a handoff up the middle to Jax. And it's about a 4-yard gain there for Glendinning. So 2nd down and 6 upcoming for the Yellow Jackets.
Again, the offense, the line continues to just do an exceptional job off the ball. Picking up 4 yards. Sometimes we look at it as like, oh man, but you get 4 yards of carry, that's success.
Thomas Howe, the left tackle, senior for the Yellow Jackets. Colin Alford at left guard. Eli Jackson at center. All-Stater Danon Conrad on the right side with Dathan Durbin at right tackle as Smith goes down the left side a little bit, and nice tackle there by the Glendale defender, number 57, Corday Frazier. So 3rd and 1, I would see what Lebanon tries to dial up here. Obviously 4-down territory for the Yellow Jackets. 4:20 remaining in the first quarter as Yellow Jackets struck first on a Gavin Smith 11-yard rushing touchdown to open up the contest. 2 tight ends into the contest for Lebanon. Gunnar Williams and Nick Allen will do some extra blocking duty tonight as the handoff to Jax goes up the middle and he crosses the 35-yard line, gets tackled at about the 33-yard line for a Farm Bureau first down. So far, Mike, Jax hasn't been able to break one free, but getting the yardages that he needs to move the chains there.
Yeah, 7 yards there, and it's one of those things, Alex, that you get 7 yards a pop and you move down the field pretty quickly, and then next thing you know, looks like we got a stoppage on the field here by the officials.
Looks like there's some issues with the chain on the Lebanon sideline. But while they're taking a quick break, we'll take a quick break as well and be right back after this. Lebanon leading Glendale 7-0 in Springfield. You're watching Jack and Nation Sports on YouTube.
Hey, let me tell you the secret successful businesses already know. It's all about branding. Get recognized and get results. Results advertising, logos everything you can logo, like apparel, hats, mugs, signs, and banners. Branding your business is what Results Advertising does. Getting your name out there and on anything branding your business. The secret is Results Advertising in Lebanon at resultsadv.com and 417-533-7741.
A short delay there for the chain gang on the Lebanon sideline, but coming back here, 1st down and 10 for the Yellow Jackets from the 33-yard line. Smith looks over the sideline for the play call, calls Abe Allen to his right. And now Smith keeps it himself, goes up the middle and gets some good yardage there, and he might have, see where the ref spot him, but he might have got enough there for a first down.
It's number 2, Gavin Smith.
Looks like it's just a little bit short based upon the far sideline. Nope, they're moving the chains.
So a Farm Bureau first down for Gavin in the Lebanon offense.
That was good for a first down.
Great read there by Gavin.
We got to give a shout out to those tight ends, Mike, Nick Allen and Gunnar Williams. When these are guys going both ways, defensive line, and then coming in as basically 2 offensive linemen and doing a nice job there, moving the chains. As now Jax gets another carry up the middle, crosses the 20-yard line into the red zone and gets tackled at about the 16-yard line after a gain of 4.
Going to bring up 2nd and 4 from the 16-yard line. Yellow Jackets moving the ball.
Actually, Yellow Jackets are moving the ball pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Considering how we tend to. Moving fast, the play clock there.
Well, that usually means
seconds.
Brian Summer likes what he sees out of the defensive scheme, and will keep those guys on the field moving quick, and probably see another handoff to Jax here on 2nd down. To turn around and a handoff to Jackson. Wasn't able to get to the outside. Nice pursuit there by the Glendale defense, and held him to a gain of about maybe 1 at the most, but
drops him a yard short. It's going to bring up
Quincy Johnson there to make the tackle for Glendale. So another 3rd down looming, Mike, but so far Lebanon's been perfect on 3rd downs. We'll see if they can keep that streak alive as 3rd and 1 upcoming from the 14-yard line. This seems like an easy play call to me. Hand it off to 36 and get your yard and move on.
Well, 2 out of the 3, they've ran that play 3 out of the last 4 times in a row. They like what they see there. And I can't tell, Alex, is Listrom lining up over there, and they're going at him, they're going away from him.
Haven't been able to see where he's lined up yet. That one was at him as Jax piles his way for a Farm Bureau first down, and it'll be 1st and goal for the Yellow Jackets. But
Listrom for Glendale is a D1 commit. He's a senior defensive lineman. Going to Tennessee, he's going to be a volunteer, and it looks like the Yellow Jackets are going right at him.
Now he's lined up on the left side, and Gavin will run away from him, but Gavin takes it and
And he's close
be
to
brought
the
down
line,
at the
but
1
he's
yard
not
line.
short.
So just short there for Smith, looking for a second rushing touchdown of the night, but second down and goal upcoming for the Lebanon offense.
And obviously Lebanon will keep the big fellas in, double tight.
Yellow Jackets
See if
inside the 1.
Drew and Abe, yeah, they scooted in closer, so this is probably a quarterback sneak with Smith as he calls his own number and moves the ball over the line, and it'll be a touchdown for the Yellow Jackets. So 2 touchdowns tonight for the senior captain, Gavin Smith, and Yellow Jackets take a 13-0 lead with 1:19 remaining in the first quarter as sophomore Rhett Rhodes comes on to attempt the extra point. Drew Bowling will do the holding on the extra points tonight for Lebanon, but Mike, with no Caden Crabtree, it'll be Eli Jackson doing the PAT snapping for LHS.
You know, Lebanon's averaging 50 points a game. You divide that out by 6, and it's 8 extra points that Mr. Rhodes is kicking. He definitely is, efficiency-wise, doing a great job. Last week had a 36-yarder, and so that's been fun to watch, and developing a weapon with the sophomore's boot.
14-0 Lebanon. You're watching Jacket Nation Sports on YouTube. We'll be right back after this.
Losing a loved one is painful, but at Shadle's Colonial Chapel, we make the hard times a little easier to bear. With affordable funeral and cremation services, we offer 2 spacious chapels, a full-service banquet area for families to gather, plus the latest technology for honoring your loved one. Our website has everything you need, from pre-arrangements to flowers, even a place to reminisce. Let us help you remember your loved one. Shadle's Colonial Funeral Chapel, the area's most often selected funeral service.
Lebanon 14, Glendale 0 as Rhodes boots it away to about the 15-yard line where the Glendale kickoff returner will take it and try to move up the middle and makes a couple nice moves there and brought down by the Lebanon kickoff team. That was Parker Toon, the sophomore wide receiver on the return for Glendale, and we'll see Cash Newberry and the Glendale offense come back out at the 35-yard line. Let us know in our chat where you're watching from tonight. We like to see the different places where Lebanon fans reside. So,
Where they reside?
Where they reside.
All over the country. We've had Colorado. We've had Florida. I
South
like
Beach.
it. South Beach, baby.
Cash Newberry drops back to pass on first down, and it's caught there by a Glendale wide receiver.
5 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd and 5.
And gets down to about the 40-yard line after a gain of 5. So Lebanon goes 12 plays there on that offensive drive, Mike, from their own 32-yard line. So 12 plays, 68 yards, taking up 5 minutes and 27 seconds off the clock. And another big drive there by the Lebanon defense, or the Lebanon offense, pardon me.
Got quads over here, Alex, something you don't see in football very often. And they're going for it, taking a shot because he was uncovered. Lebanon comes out and did not cover him. Got a little confusion going on in number 4.
That's Parker Toon. Parker Toon down the right sideline.
Yards.
Parker Toon with the touchdown. 60 yards. Passing.
So nice strike there from Newberry to Parker Toon. And Mike, we'll see if Glendale decides to kick the extra point here. In the past, they've been notorious for being a 2-point conversion team, but
Falcons are on the board. They trail 14-6.
But it looks like they're going to line up for the PAT here. I believe this is the freshman Trevor Heeman to do the kicking for the Falcons.
A little bit again of confusion for the Yellow Jackets as he was uncovered. Great job by the quarterback to see that and to skip. They were setting up the little bubble screen, and they decided to go deep, and it pays off for them for the touchdown as it's 26 seconds left in the quarter. Fast quarter, 7-14. Yellow Jackets up.
We got Tristan Cox in the chat watching from Hartville, Missouri. Colby Lathrop in Lebanon, Missouri watching the game tonight. David Porter from Virginia checking in, watching the Yellow Jackets, and Justin Mather in Bolivar, Missouri. So a couple former Yellow Jackets in there and a couple current Yellow Jackets watching tonight from home as a quick answer there from the Falcons, and that's exactly what the Falcons needed to get back into this game, as now we will see what the Yellow Jackets will do with a longer field as Heeman gets ready to kick off to Eric Nichols and Cannon Roark as they are back deep to return at about the 10-yard line.
Now the previous administration of coaches at Glendale, they like to onside a lot, so we'll see if they choose not to as they go deep.
As that ball bounces off Nichols' chest, and he's able to take control of it and get up the field a little bit. Almost a disastrous play there for Lebanon, but nice job by Nichols to get the ball and regather himself, and gets up to about the 33-yard line.
Nichols on the return, and he gets it up to the 32.
All right, let's opportunity
line.
for Alex for Lebanon to deal with some adversity as the quarter's coming to an end with 18 seconds left, and Gavin's coming back out. It looks like we do not have the tight end package. They've got Hoyt Honey out here. We've not had a pass yet.
Two receivers out wide, Cannon Roark and Hoyt Honey. So at about the 33-yard line is where Lebanon will take over here with 18.7 seconds remaining in the first quarter. It's a pitch to Allen on the right side, and he has some nice blocking and moves his way forward for about 5 yards, where the quarter will run out of time. But it is Lebanon 14, Glendale 7. Lebanon jumped out to a 14-0 lead, and then the Falcons responded with a 60-yard touchdown pass, and that will do it for the first quarter. We'll be back after this for the second quarter, and you are watching Jacket Nation Sports on YouTube.
It's a beautiful morning, Scotty, and we have an early game today.
That injured list, it's getting longer by the minute.
Not to mention, there's apparently a nasty virus sweeping through the locker room.
Yeah, but these players, they're in good hands.
All of them need to feel their best this season, Scotty.
Yes, they do, Jack, because this team is on track to win it all this year.
Every day, Mercy's team is ready to take care of yours, bringing you the care you need now. Find out all the ways to access Mercy at mercynow.net.
Jonesy's Travel Center is located at 2031 West Elm Street in Lebanon. Be sure to be on the lookout for the upcoming Jacket ID promotion that allows student drivers and Lebanon R3 school faculty members to receive a handful of discounts. Jonesy's wishes the Yellow Jackets good luck this year. Pillar Insurance is your locally owned, independent insurance agency, providing business, personal, and farm insurance to the Lebanon community. Call Jason Russell or Gary McClure at 417-532-6050 for your insurance needs. Pillar wishes Lebanon football good luck this season.
Start of the second quarter now is Lebanon 14, Glendale 7, second down and about 4 for the Yellow Jackets. Smith will run back over, look for the play call from Brian Summer.
Smith back under center.
Calls bowling in motion, and he turns around to his left and hands it off to Jax, who Jax looks like he had a little bit of the right sideline there, but keeps it up the middle for a Farm Bureau first down.
Picks up enough for a first down.
Jax just rumbled. It's just like he rumbled through there, and he kind of had to look for a hole for a minute, Alex. And again, 12 yards before you even get touched is phenomenal by the offensive line.
We'll take that all night long, and more people checking in from the chat. Tyler Durkee watching from Lebanon, former Lebanon running back Caleb Blackwell watching from Springfield, Missouri, Aaron LaChance, Lebanon, Christy Carr checking in from Busch Stadium. So shows you how boring the St. Louis Cardinals are to watch right now, watching from Busch Stadium as Glendenning goes up the middle there for about a gain of 7 on first down and 10. And Lebanon going a little bit slower than they were on the first two possessions. Mike Gavin's going over to the sideline every play to get the call.
I just got to check in from Malachi Stout, former Kickapoo standout from South Beach. He's in Miami now, checking to see what was going on with the game. Shout out to Malachi, my iron sharpens iron friend from Kickapoo.
Second down and 3 now for the Yellow Jackets as Smith fakes the handoff and keeps it himself and almost broke a tackle there, and he did break a tackle. He's at the 30, the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, house. Gavin Smith with his third touchdown of the night, and Mike, you can't coach that one as Gavin Smith just uses his athleticism there and 46-yard house call for the senior quarterback makes it 20-7 with 10:50 remaining in the second quarter.
I want to rip that hat off of Shoemaker's head and throw it out in the field for the hat trick in the second quarter.
3 touchdowns in the first half for Smith. 10:50 remaining in the second quarter as Rhodes gets ready to kick the extra point.
Great job by Gavin, kind of breaking that tackle and then almost getting caught from the back, but the touchdown again extends it to a 21-0 lead as Rhodes does what Rhodes does, puts it in. Man, outstanding keep and read and the line. Everybody did their job, and then sometimes in this offense, Alex, everybody does their job, and you get happenstance to happen with a missed tackle, and boom, 7 seconds later, Gavin Smith, touchdown.
3 plays, 67 yards for the Yellow Jackets, milking 1:28 off the clock and only from their own 33-yard line. So the Jackets doing some work early there on that drive. Has a couple more chats coming in. Colin Alford's dad, the starting left guard for the Yellow Jackets tonight, checking in from Dallas, Texas. So Mr. Alford, hope you are enjoying the stream. Brandon Horsley, another former standout Yellow Jacket running back, watching from Kansas City tonight. Super Shane Edson says he's watching live with Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Go Yellow Jackets. Ken Eldridge watching from Lebanon on the big screen. And Brad Shirley watching the game from Lebanon, Missouri tonight. So we appreciate everybody who's supporting the stream and watching some Lebanon Yellow Jacket football with us on YouTube. 21-7, Rhett Rhodes kicks off deep for the Yellow Jackets, and the Glendale returner takes it from about the 2-yard line, has some space up the middle and makes a nice Skirby. Braden Christian making a tackle there for the Yellow Jackets, saving some extra yards, and we'll see if the Lebanon Yellow Jackets can get a stop this go around on defense, as the Falcons will start from the 27-yard line as they trail 21-7 with 10:43 to go in the first half.
And Glendale's offense was not super efficient that first quarter, Alex, but they did get that touchdown to keep it. This is a critical drive here with the 21-7. If Lebanon stops them here and goes down and scores, it's way different going into halftime with that lead versus a one-score lead.
Now Roark burnt on the deep route, but Newberry sells it right over Alex Clifford's head down that left sideline. He had Roark beat, but not a good ball there from Newberry, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Great technique with Newberry looking right, and then looking left with a little bit of a pass fake, and Lebanon fell for it, but a little bit fortunate that went long.
Falcons 3-2 with wins over Waynesville, Rolla, and Hillcrest, losses to Bolivar and West Plains this season. And Joel Heeman's returned back to the Falcons as the interim head coach, was once part of the Falcons coaching staff from 2008 to 2011. And, of course, everybody knows Mike Mock announced his resignation just a couple weeks ago before the season. And so Falcons will have to do with what they got. And Joel Heeman was the guy and has done a really nice job so far, Mike, through the first 5 weeks with, just knowing that he was going to be the coach just about 12 days before the opening kickoff.
Heeman does the wise thing coming in and not making a lot of changes. I'd say if he had his pick, he would probably be a little more power run game, but he's sticking with what Mock had because that's what the kids have run their whole career. As we line up with trips towards us and twins on the other side with nobody in the backfield.
Press coverage there from Allen and Roark. Has a false start there on Glendale. Will back them up 5 yards, and looks like Abe Allen and him might have been ready to see who's going to win that one-on-one battle, but you have to wait till the ball snapped.
First penalty of the game.
Across the field, Alex, there's some construction going on, so a little disheveled, no pun intended, in the other side behind Lebanon's bench where the fans normally are. So
3rd and 8 after the penalty
student section, Adam Sandler night over in the student section. So they've got their lunch pail packed and their boots tied tight over there in in the student section, they probably would have no clue what that means, most of the students. Me showing how old I am as we have quads our way.
I know if Nick Morris is watching at home, he likes that quote from me.
Shout out to Nick Morris.
3rd down and 8. Newberry rolls to his left and overthrows his intended target there, as that was Rex Dieters, who started the year off at quarterback for the Falcons, but Newberry overthrows Dieters there, and Glendale will be forced to punt the ball away again. So nice job there on 3rd down from the Yellow Jackets. We talked about just being able to get off the field will be their friend tonight, keep the defense well rested, and so far the Yellow Jackets have came to play.
Probably the biggest challenge our defensive backs have had to date this year. Just the sake of their offense. They have a lot going on. It moves quick. And great stop there for the Lebanon Yellow Jacket defense. Great punt here, Alex.
Roark catches it about the 37-yard line, makes a move, gets across the 40-yard line, and shoved out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. So we'll take a quick commercial break and be right back after this. You're watching Jacket Nation Sports on YouTube.
Hey, my name is Roger. I'm the middle school pastor over here at FBC Lebanon. Are you looking for an environment for your middle schooler or high schooler that is both engaging and fun? At Team FBC students, we offer an experience for 6th through 12th grade that is sure to be the highlight of their week. With 2 separate environments for both middle school and high school, students are able to receive a Jesus-centered message that is specifically catered to where they are at in life. So again, we are Team FBC. We're located at 311 North Madison in Lebanon. We're the church with the castle. Our services begin every single Wednesday.
1st down, handoff to Jacks up the middle and gets 11 yards there for a Farm Bureau 1st down. So Lebanon coming out early, giving the ball to Glendinning, and the Chains move on for Lebanon on that one. More chats coming in. Nick Admire, the former Lebanon baseball standout and former Mizzou baseball player too, checking in from Blue Springs, Missouri. And the Missouri Tigers, Eli Drinkwitz and the Missouri Tigers will look to keep their undefeated streak alive tomorrow in Nashville. And
is Eli checking in from Nashville?
That'd be awesome. Tristan might be. As 1st down and 10 now, and it's another handoff to Jacks up the middle for about 8 yards.
For a gain of about 8. Smith on the tackle for the Falcons.
A couple more Yellow Jacket fans checking in. David Boyer watching from downtown Philadelphia, Pennsylvania tonight. Jackets look great, and as always, good job, Austin, on the camera.
For the Yellow Jackets.
Minnie Durbin says, go Dathan Durbin, number 73 O-line. As 2nd down and 3 now for the Yellow Jackets with just about 8.5 minutes remaining in the first half. It's another handoff up the middle to Jackson. He barrels his way forward. Looks like they're going to mark him just short, though. So another 3rd down upcoming for the Yellow Jackets.
Big stand here for Glendale if they can stop us here with 1 yard.
They'll probably have to do 2 plays.
Probably do 2 plays. I don't want to get out my crystal ball and say that, Alex,
you'd
that
hate to
it's 4th down territory.
Yeah, you'd hate to insinuate anything, Mike, but the Yellow Jackets line up in a tight formation here, and it looks like Brian Summers been watching the Philadelphia Eagles as Abe and Drew pushed Gavin forward for an easy 1st down for about a gain of 3 there.
Oh my goodness! Why does their guy has the ball? I have this guy down here has the ball.
The refs mark Gavin Smith down, and Yellow Jackets will carry on with the 1st down. Taylor Bowling checking in from home, number 14's biggest fan, Drew B. Bowling. So Jamie Cruz watching from Roby. Go Jackets, number 44. Doug Hoban says, let's go Jackets, and Iselin Rogers
Ezra
checking in
Smith
from
is
Lebanon.
number 3 that did a little Branson magic show, pulled the ball out of the hole somewhere there, and but to no avail. 7 minutes left in the half.
Gavin fakes the
Pass
handoff,
is
and now
wide open.
He's got Nick Allen down the field and just overshoots his intended target there. So Smith rolling to his right just overthrew Allen, and Allen gave some good effort there. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. So you like the shot play there from Brian Summer on 1st down.
Yes.
You've moved the chains all night and probably saw the Glendale safety starting to creep up in that box a little bit and wanted to at least make them respect that passing game a little bit, because we know that Gavin Smith has the arm, and he's shown it the last couple of weeks, but just a little bit of an overthrow there.
With this offense, Alex, the best kind of safety is the creeping safety.
2nd down and 10 now for Lebanon as Abe Allen comes in motion, and Gavin will call his own number and cuts through the 30 and makes a man miss another juke move and took his ankles right there and gets past the 20-yard line for a first down. And that's a great juke move there from Gavin Smith and Farm Bureau first down for the Yellow Jackets.
The juke there was on Kellen Lindstrom, the Division I guy. So nice job, Gavin, on, he ended up tackling him at the end, but nice move to pick up another, 20 yards into the yellow or the red zone here on the 19-yard line.
You call it the yellow zone.
I did the yellow zone. Isn't that inside the 30?
So
it's the no-fly zone, that's for sure.
Inside the 20 now. The Yellow Jackets first down and 10. Gavin again on the carry, goes up the middle, breaks a tackle, and gets there at about 6 yards to about the 13-yard line.
Gavin is running hard tonight, Alex. I don't know what they put in his Wheaties, what the Smith put in his Wheatie, and they are giving them the ball. I have no clue what happened.
Falcons have the ball.
It looks like number 2, Darian Washington, pulled the ball away for Glendale, and Lebanon kind of got lucky with the first fumble going their way, but now the ball gets taken away, and the Falcons will take over at the 15-yard line. So that's 2 weeks in a row, Mike, that Lebanon's been inside the red zone and turned the ball over, and Brian Summer isn't going to like that from his football team.
I heard the refs blew the whistle extra long, but there was a guy on his knees. I thought they were calling it for an injury, so I kind of disengaged from the play to see what was going on with the injury. But turns out we turned over the ball on the 13-yard line. First down, Falcons.
Credit Glendale there for not giving up as Newberry takes the first down snap and throws a little bubble route outside to Luke Rich, who gets up the field for about 3 or 4 yards.
To the 17-yard line.
Tim Thornberry checking in, saying go Jackets, and Gavin football is on fire tonight. Red Captain America says Gavin is legit. That was a nasty juke move, and I can't wait to watch the replay of that one.
A little bit nasty, he's right. Clock continues to roll. Alex could be on record for the fastest first half in the history of football. As they got quads down here again, maybe look for the bubble.
It's a throw up the right side, and Zavalos was right there, but slipped up just a little bit, and that ball was trying to break towards the ball and slipped, but Newberry throws an incompletion, and it'll be third down for the Falcons upcoming.
It's the third time that Lebanon has slipped. You wonder, season's changing. I don't know, maybe a little dew on the field down there as the games turn. The season's turning into fall. The sun leaves and the cool comes in, and here we are. Glendale's really slow playing it, considering how they typically run.
Newberry alone by himself with 5 on the play clock. The Falcons will have to get going here. Newberry rolls to his left and flicks a
nice hit.
Little stop route there, and Griffin Jones lays the wood there on Luke Rich, and Rich drops the ball, and after forcing that turnover on the Lebanon offense, Glendale will be forced to punt the ball away. So nice job there by the Lebanon defense, Mike, and that's 2 weeks in a row now where the Jackets defense has played some complimentary football, where the offense turns it over inside the red zone, but Lebanon defense doesn't point fingers. They just go out there and play and make a big stand.
Yeah, Griff, as I say, Griff with a great hit there. And, I'm going to go ahead and make an observation here, Alex, as the color guy. Listrom is their long snapper. Might be an opportunity for him to have a nice little professional career if he can get that figured out from being a Division I guy.
Cannon makes the return at the 45, needs to tuck that ball a little bit harder, but he cuts back to the left sideline, and he's got a lot of room. Slips another tackle and gets past the 40-yard line, brought down at about the 39. So nice return there from Roark, and Glendale has a player down on the field, but he will limp off. And Nathan Warson checking in tonight from the or in the chat, saying watching tonight from J.J. Hudson's hospital room with the Hudson family. So our best wishes with the Hudson family still, and hope J.J. gets better soon. 5:22 left in the second quarter. Lebanon will come back out on the field at the 39-yard line.
From the 39. Yellow Jackets lead 21-7 with 5:22 left in the first half.
Glendale sending a defender late there on the field, and we'll have to call a timeout. So Falcons use their first timeout of the first half, and we will take a quick commercial break and be back right after this.
This is Steve with Night Auction Service. When things change in life, you have a choice: adapt or get passed by. For Night Auction, that change was going to online auctions. Bid from the convenience of your chair. Marketing is no longer to a couple of counties. It's now nationwide. Crowds are up threefold, equaling better results. Whether buying or selling, check out nightauctionservice.com.
Whether you need a routine maintenance check or an emergency repair on a heating or cooling unit, we are available to handle all of your heating, cooling, and ventilation needs. We continually strive to exceed expectations by ensuring that each client receives the very best service. Call today at 417-532-6239 and go Jackets!
Back from the timeout, and Glendale will have 2 timeouts remaining in the first half as Yellow Jackets 1st and 10 from about the 39-yard line.
Lebanon has just cracked the 200-yard mark. Alex is we've got a chance to pick up another 40 here if we can take care of business with the delay run off the left.
Jacks with another hard run down that left side and gets about 8 yards there on first down. Some scores from around the area. Republic with a 9-7 lead over Joplin. Webb City up 13-0 over Willard. Camden up 7-3 over Bolivar. West Plains 13, Kickapoo 7. And those are our scores from around the area tonight. I want to thank Garrett Brown and Seth Shockley for being our scoreboard producers tonight and getting those scores and stats quickly to us. As now second down up the middle, and Jacks gets enough for a Farm Bureau first down.
22-yard line.
Yellow Jackets just churning away, Mike, and just keeping that clock rolling, keeping the chains moving, and things. As long as they take care of the ball, they're going to be tough to beat for the rest of the season.
You know, Brian definitely sees something. He's kind of not abandoned the traditional. Let's get a flag on the defense, I think.
Hard count there from Smith. Got the Falcons to jump off sides.
He's abandoned the option a little bit and just a little more traditional run game, a little off-tackle stuff, a little delay counter. And he's just hitting that stuff. You can't argue about the result at 200 yards in the first half with 4 minutes left. And we have 1st and 5 here in the red zone.
In the red zone now. So 1st down and 5 for the Yellow Jackets after the penalty. Gavin calls his own number again and moves forward for a little bit after a short gain and a tackle there from Lindstrom. And the Falcons came up with the
They've
football.
got the ball again.
Again, but I don't know if the refs already signaled Gavin down, and it looks like they did. So 2nd down and about inches for Lebanon.
And Gavin's helmet is off, Alex. So
it will be junior Nick Allen checking into the game. We've kind of wondered the backup quarterback mystery with Weston McKinney being ruled out for the season, who would come in for some important game situations, and it's the junior Nick Allen who will come in for a snap here, Mike. So the quarterback center exchange obviously looming here. 2nd down and 1. And looks like
get a timeout.
Play clock may not have reset. Coach Christian was pointing over there to the play clock, and don't know if it didn't reset or if they started a little bit too early.
He may have called a timeout regardless. I don't
yeah, Yellow Jackets take it their first time out of the first half. So instead of taking that delay of game, Will Christian uses his first timeout, and we will take another quick commercial break and be right back after this. Lebanon leading Glendale 21-7. You're watching Jacket Nation Sports on YouTube.
With locations in Bennett Spring, Springfield, Republic, Bolivar, and now Nixa, SnowBiz is the perfect sweet treat to beat the summer heat. SnowBiz offers authentic Hawaiian-style shave ice with 50-plus true-to-life, unbeatable flavors. While most stands are seasonal, they now offer a year-round location at their SnowBiz Plus shop inside 14 Mill Market in Nixa, Missouri. as they proudly serve their classic shave ice treats and Ice Cream Factory's delicious ice cream and so much more. Swing on by to check them out soon. Go Jackets!
So we were having a little bit of a discussion there during the timeout whether or not the timeout would nullify Smith's helmet issue. Would he get to come back into the game? But
Second and 1 for the
I'm going to
Yellow
project
Jackets.
a handoff to Jax.
savvy move there from Christian to take the timeout, and now on the first snap, Jax goes up the middle to the 5-yard line and gets a Farm Bureau first down. So, but Mike, as I was saying, a witty move there from Will Christian, taking the timeout and letting Nick Allen get some center quarterback snaps on the sideline, knowing that Nick was probably wearing some defensive lineman gloves and came in and needed to get practice there.
Got to know your team, baby.
That's what Will Christian's best at. As first down and goal now for the Yellow Jackets from the 5-yard line, up 21-7, looking to make this a 21-point game with the score here. It's a handoff to Jax, who gets stuffed up the middle, and this Glendale interior defensive line, Mike, hasn't allowed Jax to do much up that middle.
They've been stingy, but it's just hard with this offense. I might have a little trouble getting off the pile there, but this offense is hard to do. You can do an excellent job at stopping Jax, but then you got a quarterback that has 3 touchdowns.
We'll see if the Yellow Jackets can punch it in for a Riverfront Campground Inn canoe rental touchdown, as second down and goal with 2:40 remaining in the first half. Gavin takes the snap, turns to his left, hands it off to Jackson. Jax marked down. I thought he was in easy, Mike, but they mark him down at about probably the inch-yard line. So it'll be third down and goal from about the half-yard line. And we'll see if Brian Semmer goes back to that sneak call that they've called about 3 times tonight. 2:15 remaining. Smith takes the snap up the middle, gets a push there from Glendenning into the end zone, and the ref signals a score, 27-7 Yellow Jackets, as Gavin Smith gets into the end zone for the fourth time tonight, and the Yellow Jackets go up 27-7
Come
with
on, Alex.
2:10 left.
Come on. 4 of them.
We'll see. Maybe Gavin might be our Missouri Cooperage Player of the Week with the first half like this.
Rhodes in for number 4 with 2 minutes left in the half.
Jackson's snap is caught by Drew, laid down there, and Rhett nails it straight through the uprights, but there is a flag, and I believe that's our first penalty of the night.
Snap's been a little bit high. Obviously the backup, right?
Yeah. With Caden Crabtree out, that's Eli Jackson doing the snapping on the PAT, and now a personal foul on the Yellow Jackets. And we'll see if the Falcons move that back there on the kickoff, or if they'll have to redo the extra point. It was a personal foul there from Lebanon, and now the main ref will go over to the Glendale sideline and discuss this penalty with Heeman.
You do have to give it to Drew. A couple snaps have been high, and he's done an excellent job of getting the ball, possessing it, getting it down. I'd be curious to see what he's trying to decide. I think he's saying, let's take it on the kickoff, because he's got an option here. So the ref is giving him an option. So you take the yardage here or the yardage on the kickoff.
Looks like the extra point will have to be redone there by Rhodes, and now he'll be kicking from the 25-yard line.
Be curious what the penalty was where it happened in the play, that we don't count the extra point with the penalty assessed on the kickoff. So Lebanon I think they're still trying to figure out what's going on here, as all our guys are running over. And see, that's what I just said. Why doesn't it count? Why doesn't the extra point count and they assess it?
It looks like that's what will happen. So Lebanon will have to. And if I'm Glendale, I want the ball in the best starting field position as possible. And if I'm making Lebanon kick off from the 30
at the 40,
from the 25-yard line, I'm going to take that every day rather than watch Rhett just boot a 35-yarder in with ease.
And he was hitting 45-yarder is it?
Chop block on Lebanon.
Chop block is the call on the extra point. That's an odd call on
Lebanon.
On Lebanon.
28-7 with
Lebanon,
2 minutes and
Missouri.
10 seconds left.
According to the Glendale PA announcer here.
And we're playing Glendale. Glendale in Lebanon.
Vester Admire checking in from Talladega, Alabama. Tyler Pollock, Lebanon, Missouri, go Jackets. Ramsey Stewart says, let's go, another awesome broadcast. And Chad Summer says, great half so far, Jackets. And Joy Davis watching from LOZ, Lake of the Ozarks. So appreciate everybody who's tuned in tonight and supported our stream. While they're enforcing this penalty, I want to take time to thank our primary sponsors, Shadows Colonial Chapel, Jonesy's Travel Center, Mercy Hospital Lebanon, Heritage Bank of the Ozarks, Results Advertising, and Mercy Hospital Lebanon.
Joey, thanks for watching. I'm waving to the lake to you right now.
So 2:10 remaining in the first half. Rhodes will kick off from the 25-yard line after the chop block penalty. Glendale's return team set up at about the 20-yard line. We'll see what kind of return the Falcons can get after the 15-yard penalty, and they'll need some points, Mike, before heading into halftime, as Lebanon will take the first possession in the second half. Now Glendale gets up past the 40-yard line to about the 46-yard line. So Lebanon, nice call there by Joel Heeman to take the penalty on the ensuing kickoff, and they'll have a short field there. And Keith Adrian says, watching from Mountain View, Missouri. Keith, one of the biggest Yellow Jacket fans out there, and appreciate him watching tonight from Mountain View, Missouri.
Falcons have 2 minutes, 4 seconds to
Curious to
work
see
with.
what they do here, Alex, if they stay conservative and keep it underneath, getting first downs and moving the chains down the field, or if they take a shot or two, understanding that if you take a shot or two, Lebanon could get the ball back with some timeouts here. And
we haven't seen much of that quarterback draw or the little reverse that they've tried running in the first couple of plays, Mike, but speak of it, a read option there by Newberry goes up the middle and stopped by Braden Christian, the sophomore standout, who's gotten a lot more playing time, Mike, as the seasons went on. And Braden might be considered a smaller player, but he doesn't play like it at all. And he's kind of, obviously a coach's son. He's got that Mamba mentality in him, and he wants to prove that no matter the size, he can hang with anybody.
Nice use of Mamba mentality.
Shout out Kobe. R.I.P. to Kobe. Second down and 8 now for the Falcons. Newberry takes the snap, drops back, and he's hit there by Mason Hendricks, and the ball is up in the air. And yeah, Gavin was tugging on the receiver's jersey there, and I think that was number 10 Cameron Bellamy, who was the intended target. Gavin with a little bit of a hold, and I think the refs are going to call him for pass interference.
Don't they know that's our quarterback? You shouldn't call it on our quarterback. Come on.
So now 1:22 left in the first half, and Glendale gets some yards there after the pass interference penalty, and Glendale moves the chains.
2 timeouts. They have 2 timeouts too, so they got plenty of time to
pass interference. That's
maybe one more.
First and 10 for the Falcons.
I mean, this is a huge drive there for Glendale, because obviously, Mike, the game started off with the Glendale muffed kickoff return, and the Yellow Jackets made them pay right away, and Lebanon will take over from offense, start the second half.
Seconds to work with.
Newberry alone in the shotgun formation.
Probably a shot. I'm sensing a shot coming here, as they do.
It is down the left sideline. A nice pass break up there by Cannon Roark, as I believe that was
16.
Number 16, Samari Pickett, the freshman or number 19, Cameron Richardson on the intended pass there.
With a name like Pickett, you should be a defensive player, Alex. Was he?
Yeah, brother of Samias Pickett, I believe, who was at Kickapoo. Isaac Ledbetter said Coach McBride's been teaching them right, and I agree, Isaac. Newberry rolls to his right and overthrows the receiver on that right sideline. So another third down, and Mike, we said the time was winding down a little bit, but 2 incompletions stopped the clock, and we'll see what Lebanon can do here on the third down.
A little bit of a line change for Glendale, bringing in some other receivers.
I forgot to count how many players have caught a pass for the Falcons this year, Mike, but it was well over double digits, and the Falcons do a good job of keeping fresh guys out there, as JJ Brothers Vlogs comes out and says, watching from Lebanon, Missouri, go Jackets.
3rd and 10.
Newberry drops back and has a seam route down the middle, and Hoyt Honey there just a little bit late as number 13, Tommaso Gallardi, the senior wide receiver who had 129 receiving yards coming into this game, gets a first down, and Falcons move the chains with just as the clock will wind under a minute here once those chains get set. From the 17-yard line as Newberry and the offense will have to move quickly here.
In the red zone.
Calls a receiver in motion, and it's a fake handoff, and Newberry goes
flag.
up the middle and
probably a holding.
got about 9 yards there, but like Mike said, laundry on the field. We'll see what the refs saw there.
The refs saw holding on the offense.
So holding against Glendale will negate the big run by Newberry, and of course, Mike, you can't get that time back, so precious seconds off the clock there for the Falcons, and 1st and 20 upcoming for Glendale.
Replay first down. A 10-yard penalty, so it'll be 1st and 20.
Huge stop here potentially for the Yellow Jackets if they can.
The clock is
they can do it.
Starting after the penalty there. Thought Glendale might use one of their timeouts, but Newberry drops back and a little screen pass,
my goodness.
Almost picked
Gunner
off there
Williams.
by the Yellow Jackets gunner. Looked like Nick Allen got his hand on it, but Gunner Williams with a hard hit to make sure that the receiver couldn't come down with that one.
Gunner should have done a little Dikembe Mutombo.
Second and 20 for the
Second down and
Falcons.
20 now upcoming for Glendale as we will have Lebanon High School boys golf coach Trey Overstreet and 7th grade football coach on our halftime show to talk about the first half a little bit and what the Jackets need to do to maintain this lead heading into the second half. Second down, Newberry takes it to his right side and doesn't have anybody and goes up the middle, but nice job there by Avery Starnes, the junior linebacker, to hold him to about a 9-yard gain. And when Newberry took off, Mike, I thought he was headed for pay dirt.
Yeah, great job stopping the play there. Obviously, it would have been close to a first down, but now it's obviously 3rd and 11. Great job. I don't know if he was calling the spy there or if he just was coming off of his receiver and coming up to make the play.
Nice play by Avery Starnes, and a timeout. Glendale will stick around here, but we'll be right back after this on Jacket Nation Sports. Third down and 11 upcoming for Glendale here after a nice run there by Newberry on second down. Cut the yardage in half there. So 26 seconds left. Glendale with one timeout. Newberry rolls to his right for a quick pass, but finds a man over the middle, and that ball was tipped and falls incomplete. Nice play there by senior Drew Bowling to knock that pass away, and we'll see what Glendale calls for here on 4th down.
Are they taking the points? Getting 3 points here, Alex?
Looks like they're going to try a field goal attempt.
This field goal attempt with 20 seconds left will give Lebanon a little bit of time if they want to do anything. Probably depends on how our...
It'll be freshman Trevor Heeman out to attempt the field goal.
Is that coach's son, you think?
I would assume. The snap and the hold. Heeman's kick is up and nice boot there, but missed it just to the right a little bit. So Heeman had the distance, but just pushed it a little bit to the right. So Lebanon will have the ball with 16 seconds left at the 18-yard line, and I assume we won't see anything too crazy here from the Yellow Jackets because they get the ball back to start the second half, but we'll see.
I just got a text from Larry Winfrey, who's the record keeper of all things Lebanon sports, and he says the most rushing touchdowns in one game is 6 by Matt Wayner against Central. Circuit 9.
1991.
Yellow Jackets take a knee.
So Gavin with 4 first half touchdowns there. A nice half there from the Yellow Jackets as Smith takes a knee, and we will head into the locker room with a 28-7 lead. We'll catch up with Trey Overstreet during halftime and hear from some of our sponsors, and you're watching Jacket Nation Sports on YouTube.
Here at Crow Paint and Glass, we have had hometown values and service since 1946. For the highest quality paint, custom framing, glass and screen replacement, wallpaper, and more, come visit us at 390 West Elm Street in Lebanon or give us a call at 417-532-3551. We are a proud sponsor of Lebanon High School athletics. Go Jackets!
Garner and Smith Insurance in Lebanon wants you to know that they're your local source for all your insurance needs and available in person, by phone, or virtually to answer any health insurance questions. Call today to schedule a free, no-obligation benefit review at 417-532-9491. Now's the right time to evaluate your current coverage and strengthen it. Make sure that you have the plan you need with the benefits you really want. Garner and Smith Insurance across the street from Lebanon High School, supporting the Yellow Jackets and the community since 1976.
Do you like comic books, toys, video games, and collectibles? Massey's Comics has what you need. The locally owned comic shop has a wide variety of new and vintage collectibles, with new books coming out every Wednesday. Massey's Comics is located at 727 South Jefferson Avenue in the King Cash Savers Shopping Center. For more information, check them out on Facebook and Instagram at Massey's Comics.
Hey, my name is Roger. I'm the middle school pastor over here at FBC Lebanon. Are you looking for an environment for your middle schooler or high schooler that is both engaging and fun? At Team FBC students, we offer an experience for 6th through 12th grade that is sure to be the highlight of their week. With 2 separate environments for both middle school and high school, students are able to receive a Jesus-centered message that is specifically catered to where they are at in life. So again, we are Team FBC. We're located at 311 North Madison in Lebanon. We're the church with the castle. Our services begin every single Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. and include music from our student-led band, fun games and activities, and a gospel message. We can't wait to see you this week at Wednesday night at Team FBC Students.
back here at Bob Price Field at Lowe Stadium as the Lebanon Yellow Jackets with a 28-7 lead over the Glendale Falcons. As we approach just about 9 minutes left at halftime, Lebanon will receive the third quarter kickoff. I'm joined here by Lebanon High School boys golf coach Trey Overstreet, also 7th grade football coach Trey Overstreet. Trey, give me your thoughts on the first half a little bit. Obviously, a nice quick start there for Lebanon, recovering that muffed kickoff, but Lebanon going fast and playing well so far.
Yeah, mostly dominant half. Outside of the one just mishap on the coverage breakdown, it was a pretty dominant defensive half too. I would say they're pretty close to the same amount of penalty yards they do total offensive yards. So Coach Allen, Coach Hicks, and the crew have got them lined up perfectly, and guys are in the right place. I expect some turnovers in the second half and continue to extend the lead. Offense rolling as usual.
Something that always impresses me week by week with this team is the complementary football that they play with. Gavin with a tough fumble there, but the defense doesn't point fingers, that come out right back and get a stop and force Glendale to punt. So that's what it takes to be a quality Class 5 team, complementary football, and instead of complaining about the turnover, the defense goes out there and does their job right away.
Yep, short memory, and that senior class is a really close group of kids. So very, very rare to see finger pointing between that group of guys. So yeah, Gavin had a mistake and owned it, came out, leaned on the defense a little bit, and they picked him up.
The only mistake Gavin made in the first half as he rushes for 4 touchdowns, and I believe it was that third touchdown where he just kind of made an improv play, broke a couple tackles, and that's just pure athleticism there from Gavin Smith, something that you can't coach, and that shows the type of special athlete that number 2 is.
Yeah, it really is. They got him in space, and you had a better view of it than I did. It looked really, really special from the angle I had. I can't wait to see it on film. So just getting the playmakers out in space. Glendale's doing a good job covering the pitch, which they usually don't. Traditionally, we get out and run. It's usually quick pull pitch. This year, they're covering it a little better than they have in the past. So a little more Gavin-centric tonight, and obviously Jax is impossible to tackle one-on-one.
The Jackets' offensive line up front has been absolutely dominant, and they've had a little bit of an injury bug the last few weeks up there, but a couple sophomores, Colin Alford and Eli Jackson, stepping up for the Yellow Jackets, but not much else you can say about that offensive line besides just pure domination so far through the first 6 weeks.
Yeah, especially filling 2 kids in that are new to varsity football. I had the opportunity to coach Eli, and he is absolutely one of the top 5 kids I've ever coached. He's a hard worker. He says about 10 words a day. Most of them are thank you and good morning. And then I didn't have a chance to coach Colin. He's a jebber, and we always love getting buckskins. And boy, shout out to Tanner Hanks taking over that program. Happy for him. Former Yellow Jacket great, and a great football mind, and he's got a ton of kids out there. So excited to get buckskins going. It's great to see Mr. Alford out there at left guard.
And it doesn't hurt when you got guys like Dathan Durbin, Danon Conrad, and Thomas Howe also anchoring the rest of that offensive line.
Yeah, just 3 seniors that have been there for a long time, have a ton of combined snaps and a ton of combined reps that they just the experience up front it's impossible to. There's no way to replicate experience up front, especially. Sometimes out on the edge and the perimeter, you can do what you do with Gavin. You got guys that can just go make plays, but interior, especially teams that switch fronts like we get tonight, and they're going to show you a mixture of pressures. The experience up front's huge.
Now you're pretty tight-knit with Brian Summer, the Lebanon High School offensive coordinator, and you walk the sidelines for him because he can't go outside the coach's box during the game. But what are some of the things that you look for B-Sum, and what are some of the things that you try to communicate with him during the game?
I let him be him as much as possible. He'll ask if he needs something. Usually it's how close are we to the first down here. I can go get a little better look. I can sometimes tell what they're doing with the fronts because I can get a little closer down the end. But for the most part, I'm just there if they need me. Try to stay out of their way as much as possible and just be as positive as I can with the kids and with the coaching staff. It's heated. It's constantly heated. I mean, they're all coaching their butts off, so they get after each other, and it's nice for me to go over there and give them a little love. So.
And your golfers continuing to make plays. Drew Bowling and Cannon Roark having solid seasons so far for Lebanon High School, and But transitioning over to the middle school side, what's been going on at the 7th and 8th grade levels?
His 7th and 8th graders continue to have a good year. The 8th grade's dominating as usual. They beat Cherokee, the biggest, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, middle schools in Springfield last night, 52-0. It was 40-0 at half. They got every single kid in the game and a ton of reps. And it's a group that lacks some depth. They don't have a ton of kids out, but the kids they have out are incredibly special. And 7th grade had a tough loss last night, definitely improving, but at the end of the day didn't quite get it done, had a little heartbreaking loss, but they'll learn from it. We'll get better because of it, but boy, it hurts in the moment.
Trey, appreciate you taking the time to join us, and hopefully talk to you next week at the Black Hole with West Plains coming to town for homecoming.
Homecoming. Hope we see some older folks get back. Come say hi.
Caleb Blackwell checking in the chat saying my boy Fred Trey. So you got some love in the chat.
Yeah, expect to see the former Lebanon great back in the Black Hole next week.
So appreciate you taking the time to join us, and hopefully we keep dominating the second half.
Love it.
That was Lebanon High School boys golf coach Trey Overstreet and 7th grade football coach Trey Overstreet taking time to join the Jacket Nation Sports halftime show. With just about 3 minutes remaining until kickoff, we'll hear from some of our sponsors and be right back after this. It's Lebanon 28, Glendale 7. You're watching Jacket Nation Sports on YouTube.
At Heritage Bank of the Ozarks, we are committed to our neighbors. Your local dollars are invested in our local communities. With local lenders and local decisions, because at Heritage Bank, we are neighbors serving neighbors.
Hey, let me tell you the secret successful businesses already know. It's all about branding. Get recognized and get results. Results advertising, logos everything you can logo, like apparel, hats, mugs, signs, and banners. Branding your business is what Results Advertising does. Getting your name out there and on anything branding your business. The secret is Results Advertising in Lebanon at resultsadv.com and 417-533-7741.
Losing a loved one is painful, but at Shadle's Colonial Chapel, we make the hard times a little easier to bear. With affordable funeral and cremation services, we offer 2 spacious chapels, a full-service banquet area for families to gather, plus the latest technology for honoring your loved one. Our website has everything you need, from pre-arrangements to flowers, even a place to reminisce. Let us help you remember your loved one. Shadle's Colonial Funeral Chapel, the area's most often selected funeral service.
It's a beautiful morning, Scotty, and we have an early game today.
That injured list, it's getting longer by the minute.
Not to mention, there's apparently a nasty virus sweeping through the locker room.
Yeah, but these players, they're in good hands.
All of them need to feel their best this season, Scotty.
Yes, they do, Jack, because this team is on track to win it all this year.
Every day, Mercy's team is ready to take care of yours, bringing you the care you need now. Find out all the ways to access Mercy at mercynow.net.
Jonesy's Travel Center is located at 2031 West Elm Street in Lebanon. Be sure to be on the lookout for the upcoming Jacket ID promotion that allows student drivers and Lebanon R3 school faculty members to receive a handful of discounts. Jonesy's wishes the Yellow Jackets good luck this year.
Hey, my name is Roger. I'm the middle school pastor over here at FBC Lebanon. Are you looking for an environment for your middle schooler or high schooler that is both engaging and fun? At Team FBC students, we offer an experience for 6th through 12th grade that is sure to be the highlight of their week. With 2 separate environments for both middle school and high school, students are able to receive a Jesus-centered message that is specifically catered to where they are at in life. So again, we are Team FBC. We're located at 311 North Madison in Lebanon. We're the church with the castle. Our services begin every single Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. and include music from our student-led band, fun games and activities, and a gospel message. We can't wait to see you this week at Wednesday night at Team FBC Students.
Pillar Insurance is your locally owned, independent insurance agency. providing business, personal, and farm insurance to the Lebanon community. Call Jason Russell or Gary McClure at 417-532-6050 for your insurance needs. Pillar wishes Lebanon football good luck this season.
This is Steve with Night Auction Service. When things change in life, you have a choice: adapt or get passed by. For Night Auction, that change was going to online auctions. Bid from the convenience of your chair. Marketing is no longer to a couple of counties. It's now nationwide. Crowds are up threefold, equaling better results. Whether buying or selling, check out nightauctionservice.com.
Whether you need a routine maintenance check or an emergency repair on a heating or cooling unit, we are available to handle all of your heating, cooling, and ventilation needs. We continually strive to exceed expectations by ensuring that each client receives the very best service. Call today at 417-532-6239 and go Jackets!
About a minute and 10 seconds till we kick off here to start the second half, and Lebanon again dominant in the first half, up 28-7 over the Glendale Falcons. Quarterback Gavin Smith with 4 rushing touchdowns in the first half. And Mike, what are some of the things that impressed you the most out of Lebanon in the first half?
Well, I think statistically they've succeeded every third down,
7 for 7,
and that doesn't hurt. And when your quarterback's got first 4 touchdowns, you take away the one little mistake on the touchdown for Glendale, and Lebanon defense has played exceptional.
Yeah, and obviously a big stop there before the end of the half. Could have been a little momentum shift there if Glendale would have been able to score, but Yellow Jackets staying strong, and we have some scores from around the area to report to you guys. Republic up 16-7 over Joplin, so the Tigers coming out and trying to keep their COC chances alive. Webb City trailing Willard 14-16, so Willard, another district opponent for the Yellow Jackets this year, hanging tough with Webb City up 16-14. In Camden County, the Lakers are up 20-9 over the Bolivar Liberators. In Howe County, the West Plains Lizards lead the Kickapoo Chiefs 27-20. Rolla with a 39-22 lead over the Parkview Vikings, and it's Waynesville up 27-7 over the Hillcrest Hornets. Appreciate our scoreboard producer Seth Shockley and Garrett Brown for getting those stats and scores to us, and Austin Shoemaker on the camera as always. And we are set to kick off here for the second half of Ozark Conference football as Heeman sends it away, and it's Abe Allen deep to return for the Yellow Jackets. The ball bounces at about the 5. Abe picks it up and scoots down the right side, and a hit out of bounds, but stays on his feet at about the 15-yard line. Will be where Lebanon starts their second half. And I believe Garrett gave us a stat that Lebanon had over 240 yards of total offense there in the first half, and I believe it was all rushing yards. So,
well, and the thing we've not talked about is a 28-7, but we did turn the ball over inside the 20. On the 8 or 9 yard line. Otherwise, it's 35-7, and we're staring down turbo clock.
Yeah, and we'll see how fast Lebanon can move down the field to start the second half, with Nick Allen and Gunnar Williams both out to start the second half, 2 tight ends. And Smith turns around and hands it off to Jackson. He goes up the middle for about 3 or 4, Mike. And obviously, Jax was awarded with some nice accolades this week, being named the Springfield News Leader mid-season player of the year so far. And what are some of the stats that the Jax has this year, Mike?
Jax is exceptional, and he's leading the state with 13 touchdowns and 874 yards, and he's added to that probably 120, I'd say, here today.
Almost eclipsing the 1,000-yard mark.
But what amazes me is, as Lebanon continues to feed Jax, it looks like, Alex, that's playing halftime essentially.
Yeah.
I think, has every game been turbo clock?
Yeah, every game's been turbo clock, besides the Kickapoo game, I believe. But Still, the Lebanon starters were out pretty much the midway point through the fourth quarter. So the Lebanon starters have yet to play a full game through the first 5 weeks of the season.
And, the thing that, again, we've talked about, but it was mentioned in there, is he's also, Jax is anchoring the defense that's averaging, 5.2 yards or points a game.
Yeah, and he's done an outstanding job and is an outstanding student athlete of the game, as Gavin looks like he got his face mask twisted there a little bit, but no call from the officiating crew, and it will be about a 3-yard gain there for number 2.
And the other thing, that we haven't mentioned about this whole Jack's midseason accolade is, he's playing offense, he's playing defense. He's not contributed a ton in the second half, and here we are now playing in the second half, and things are a little bit more competitive. I didn't know that we did a midseason player of the year, but we'll take the award as Gavin keeps it. And these Glendale defense is rough. These guys are.
These guys get helmets to the ball quickly, and that's another nice tackle there by Azar Smith.
Lebanon did have Alex, as we're, here we are in the second half, but freshmen obviously beat Waynesville 28-6, and the JV also won. So it was a great week for the sub-varsity high school kids.
It's now 3rd down and about 3 or 4 there for the Yellow Jackets, and Gavin fakes the handoff to Jackson, goes up the middle, and Smith is just incredible with his legs and
keeps it himself, and he picks up first down.
Read the right hole, gets up the field for a Farm Bureau first down.
I do know, Alex, Monday night, Glendale does not have a freshman team, so the JV will be playing Glendale, and the freshman team will not be playing Glendale. So parents, check your schedule for that change on Monday night.
First down and 10 from the 44-yard line of Lebanon. Smith calls Allen in motion, and Gavin drops back to pass, and he's got Hoyt down the field, but tries Drew on the right side. A nice catch there by Drew on the right side, and that's got to be
inside of Falcon territory.
Oh wow,
he was wrestling with Drew out of bounds. The ref blew his whistle, and you don't see Drew Bolin get taken down too often, but got taken down out of bounds there after a first down, though. Nice throw there from Smith, and I thought he was going to hit Hoyt there on that little post route, but went with the wheel route to Drew, and a nice connection there from number 2 to 14.
Let's say a chance if that's on Lebanon's sideline, we get an extra 15 yards. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, especially down 28-7, I think they're trying to make this game as competitive as possible, and I thought that definitely was deserving of a late hit out of bounds, but to no avail.
I mean, excessive, not just late, but excessive. There's a flag there.
First down and 10, and
flag on the field.
Glendon goes up the middle for about 5 yards, but looks like it will be holding on the Yellow Jackets.
So a reward for not getting a excessive penalty on Drew is to gain a penalty on the next play. There you go.
Lebanon will lose 10 yards, and it will be first down and 20 as the ball will be moved back into Lebanon territory at the 48-yard line.
Is going to put the ball back on their half of the field. The ball is set down on the Yellow Jackets' 48-yard line. First and 20.
Lebanon up 28-7 as coming into this week still ranked number 5 in the Class 5 rankings. Cardinal Ritter leading the way at number 1, Webb City at number 2 as Smith turns around and hands the ball off to Jackson. He goes up the middle and gets about 13 or 14 there and gets some extra yards back.
37-yard line. That's a gain of 16
Great run
yards.
there by Jax as he picks up, 15 or 16 yards to put us in a third and manageable situation, second manageable situation. Sorry.
Lebanon kind of moving quick here out of the huddle, so we'll see what they dial up here. Second down and 6 for the Yellow Jackets. Gavin keeps it himself and goes up the middle, almost broke free there, but moves the ball inside the 20 into the red zone, and Lebanon will look to keep this lead extended.
So move into the yellow zone.
First and 10.
I mean the red zone.
Farm Bureau first down as well.
Yellow Jackets in the red zone.
In the red zone, back to the 19-yard line.
We're halfway through the third
Important
quarter.
for Lebanon to get off to a fast start and score here to keep Glendale on their heels and not give them the ball back to go down and potentially put some points back on the board. 7:34 left.
Gavin with 4 touchdowns in the first half The Lebanon all-time record is 6 in a game, so we'll see what happens as the counter play on first down is given to Allen, and he runs into one of his own players and tackled behind the line of scrimmage for about a loss of 1. I believe that was Carson McTague who made the tackle there for the Falcons.
There might be a penalty on the play too. I'm seeing some referee action going on. I didn't see where it was at. It might be on the far sideline. Yeah, it's on the sideline over there.
Personal foul, face mask.
Face mask against the Falcons. So the ref saw that one that time, and Lebanon will move about. Will they have enough for the first down after the penalty? I believe
it's on the 20, so
they'll start counting off here to about the 8. I think it will be enough for an automatic first down. It'll be a first and goal situation for LHS with 7:16 remaining in the third quarter. While the refs mark this ball off, I want to take time to thank our primary sponsors, Heritage Bank of the Ozarks, Jonesy's Travel Center, Shadle's Colonial Chapel, Results Advertising, Missouri Cooperage, and Mercy Hospital Lebanon for being our primary sponsors during the 2023-24 school year. Appreciate all the local businesses as well that are enjoying the stream and sponsoring us, and
will be first down.
Appreciate making this stream happen. And it'll be a first and goal situation from about the 10-yard line for Lebanon here as Gavin Smith comes into the huddle with the play call. Play clock at 25. Gavin under center. Eli Jackson doing the center, replacing Caden Crabtree, who's out for an injury. Handoff to Jax. Goes up the middle to the 5-yard line after a gain of 5. So one more of those, and we'll have another Riverfront Campground and Canoe Rental touchdown. Lebanon's taken about 5 minutes off the clock here to start the opening quarter.
First and goal for
the second half, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered if you're Brian Summer and LHS. Gavin tries to get the Falcons to jump off sides, but Glendale staying disciplined on defense. Second down and goal now. Smith calls his own number and squeaks his way up the middle and is marked down short at about the half-yard line.
Bring up second and goal.
I believe that Lebanon still had to gain a first down there on that previous play, Mike. So that was technically first and goal for the Yellow Jackets. Now it's second and goal. We'll see if the Yellow Jackets go with another quarterback sneak for Smith and can get him in there for that 5th touchdown. And I believe you said you got a text at halftime that said Gavin also scored 5 touchdowns last year against Camden in the district championship game, but it's a handoff to Jackson. Nice pursuit there by the Glendale defense as McTague comes screaming through the defensive line and makes a tackle for a loss. And gotta credit the student athlete there for Glendale, Mike, who still playing hard down 28-7.
I mean, you got one of the best players in the state with the ball that runs downhill every day, all day, every day, and great read by middle linebacker Alex.
Yeah, Carson McTague. All-conference selection a year ago.
Yellow Jackets, 3rd and goal from the 2.
3rd down and goal from the 2-yard line. Smith under center calls Allen to his right, and it's Gavin Smith again into the end zone for his 5th touchdown of the night. Have a night, Gavin Smith, as he scores his 5th touchdown of the game, and Lebanon goes up 34-7 with 5:23 remaining in the third quarter.
34-7.
Not much to break down there, Alex. Great play by the offensive line. Getting off the ball right in the teeth of that Glendale defense, and Gavin does the rest for number 5. 34-7 with 5:23 left as Rhodes comes in, lines up.
Rhodes out for the extra point attempt.
Excellent snap there, but it's blocked.
Nice job there by the Glendale PAT coverage team to block that one, and I think that was Azar Smith who got his hands on that one. So the PAT is no good, and Lebanon remains up 34-7 with 5:23 left in the third quarter. We'll be right back at Bob Price Field at Lowe Stadium right after this.
Garner and Smith Insurance in Lebanon wants you to know that they're your local source for all your insurance needs and available in person, by phone, or virtually to answer any health insurance questions. Call today to schedule a free, no-obligation benefit review at 417-532-9491. Now's the right time to evaluate your current coverage and strengthen it. Make sure that you have the plan you need with the benefits you really want. Garner and Smith Insurance, across the street from Lebanon High School, supporting the Yellow Jackets and the community since 1976.
Back on the campus of Glendale High School as Gavin Smith scores his 5th rushing touchdown of the game, and Lebanon up 34-7 after the blocked extra point by Azra Smith of the Falcons. Rhett Rhodes set to kick off from the 40-yard line, and Glendale has 2 men back to receive the kickoff. Takes it back from about the 8-yard line. Tries to move up the middle past the 20, past the 30. And nice tackle there by Zavalos. And Glendale will start their first drive of the second half with 5:16 remaining in the third quarter and trailing 34-7. That Lebanon drive lasted 6 minutes and 37 seconds. Going for 83 yards and 12 plays that resulted in a Smith rushing touchdown. And now the Yellow Jackets have accumulated 324 yards of total offense and 3 for 3, or I guess converted 1 third down there. Now 8 for 8 on the game. The snap to Newberry, drops back, has a man down the field, and it's dropped by his receiver, Lucas Rich.
We do. Larry Winfrey just let us know Gavin joins Brock West and Matt Wayner with 2 5-touchdown games. So that's pretty impressive for the young guy.
Yeah, appreciate Larry for
their career,
being up to date there and sending us those stats. Appreciate that. As Kylan Mabin starts to play catch on the Glendale sidelines, it'll be interesting to see if we see the Kickapoo transfer in this contest or not. 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion for Newberry. It's a jet sweep handoff to, I believe that's Trevor Heeman, also the kicker for the Falcons, takes the sweep there and goes nowhere as he's met by Griffin Jones and Gavin Smith after about a gain of 2.
Griffin, in that play, the way that was, Griffin got off his tackle exceptionally. He was about 7 yards deep. And
you won't find someone who sets the edge better than Griffin Jones around the Ozark Conference week in and week out. He does a phenomenal job of getting off his block, staying disciplined, setting that edge, and now a long 3rd down for Glendale.
And the Jones.
Newberry throws a little tunnel or bubble screen out to the right to Luke Rich, and Gavin Smith lays a hard hit there on Rich, and also a nice tackle by, I think that was Honey who was in there as well. Maybe Avery Starnes, but 4th down nonetheless for Glendale, and obviously a 4th down situation, Mike. Down 27, I assume you'd have to go for this one.
For sure. You know, Alex, looking at the 8th grade game last night, Jones's little brother got an interception, and so it looks like we're going to have another Jones in the defensive backfield, or I think he'd probably end up being more of a corner than his brother. But you never know what happens with Lebanon's defense as we rush 3 guys here with an exceptional
Depends
read
where they mark Rich at, but he was right at the sticks, and nice pursuit there by the Lebanon defense to try to mark him short, but I think right at the marker is good enough for a Glendale 1st down. So nice job there by Rich to know where the sticks were, Mike. Sat right there. Newberry delivered a good ball, and Glendale moves the chains.
And that was our quarterback with the exceptional defensive play there. It was funny, you look at the officials there, and they were about 2 yards off. The guy on this side gave him an exceptional spot. The other guy on our sideline didn't give him quite as what, but they end up going with the guy on this side.
I know it was a tough call if the cameraman looks over at you and disagrees with the refs there, but Newberry takes the snap on 1st down, tries to look downfield and moves to his right, and it's interception dropped there by Avery Starnes, but nonetheless a pass deflection brings up 2nd down and 10 for Glendale from the 45-yard line. been impressed with Newberry's arm a little bit, Mike. He does a nice job of extending plays, getting outside the pocket, and obviously, already thrown for over 1,300 yards, 10 interceptions, so not a bad start for the sophomore in his high school career.
Yeah, and, getting some good reps here in this offense. They throw the ball a lot, and
that offensive line for Glendale is young. They have as the sack there by the Lebanon defense. I think that was Allen who finally broke through the line and sacked Newberry for about a 5-yard loss. But as I was saying, that Glendale offensive line, Sal Spurgeon, a junior, Riley Mays, a senior, but Connor Gepkin and Jaden Drummond, a junior and freshman. So the Falcons have a lot of depth returning next year and might be a threat to watch in the Ozark Conference.
You're curious, obviously. On the pregame show we mentioned it, Alex, but Coach Heeman is officially tabbed as an interim coach and not a head coach this year. So he's kind of fighting for a job here potentially as we're trips this way. And looks like
Newberry tries a pass down the middle. Nice catch there by, I believe that was the freshman, Heeman, who made the play there. So speaking of Joel Heeman, Trevor Heeman makes a nice play for the Falcons, moves the chains, and Newberry's found that seam route down the middle a couple times tonight, Mike. Vertical routes have been Newberry's friend.
That play there is where football has changed, because 15 years ago, Heeman would not be getting up because Honey laid off on him, and had to make a decision. Am I going to go for the ball and hit? And in that situation, you can't hit him anymore. And so great play by Honey, some discipline.
Newberry bobbles the snap a little bit and has to just kill the play and go up the middle for about a 2-yard gain. Nice tackle there by the senior Gunnar Williams.
That's how the game's changed. Some of those hard hits you don't see and they throw flags on. And Honey showed some great discipline there by not going after him hard.
The ball on the 38. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Falcons.
Down below 2 minutes here in the third quarter, 34-7. Yellow Jackets up, 2nd and call it 8.
Spread out wide, trips to the left, twins to the right. Newberry 2nd down and 8, calls for the snap and takes it. Is rushed immediately by Allen, but Newberry makes a nice move, is able to get around one tackler before Avery Starnes and Gunnar Williams come swarming in to make a tackle there on 2nd down.
The only reason they picked up a yard there,
I believe that's considered a sack. Didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Okay. The only reason there that we got to him was to get the sack was our exceptional downfield. Our guys are definitely covering.
There's been some sticky coverage tonight for the Yellow Jackets. So another 3rd down here for Glendale.
They've not run.
2 for 8 coming into this drive. As now a tunnel pass to number.
Oh my goodness.
10.
Behind the line of scrimmage, and it's a loss of 1.
Camden Bellamy, who made the reception there, but doesn't go anywhere and loses about 3 or 4.
The big old paw of number 44 there, Gunner. He's laying on the ground, and his paw says, you're not going anywhere.
Our Week 5 Missouri Cooperage Player of the Week, Gunnar Williams, after 9 tackles last week in the victory over the Waynesville Tigers, and so far, number 44 came to play Week 6.
Traditionally, this offense, we don't put a lot of pressure on it. It feels like tonight we have more than normal. I don't know if the coaching difference between what they do here with Heeman.
Didn't call the false start on the
versus Bach. Oh my goodness.
It was tipped up by Roark, and then Joel Rover came under it and made a nice play and took it back to the house, but the slot receiver was about 3 yards down the field before Newberry even called for the snap, and the refs missed a false start there, and it was touchdown Glendale. Roark tipped it up. Nice play there by Rover, who read the tip well, and to the house from 40 yards, Glendale makes the score 13-34 with 3 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Glendale will send out Heeman to kick the extra point. His extra point goes down the middle through the uprights, so Glendale gets on the board in the 3rd quarter, 34-14. Lebanon with 3.7 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Jacket Nation Sports on YouTube.
Do you like comic books, toys, video games, and collectibles? Massey's Comics has what you need. The locally owned comic shop has a wide variety of new and vintage collectibles, with new books coming out every Wednesday. Massey's Comics is located at 727 South Jefferson Avenue in the King Cash Savers Shopping Center. For more information, check them out on Facebook and Instagram at Massey's Comics.
With locations in Bennett Spring, Springfield, Republic, Bolivar, and now Nixa, SnowBiz is the perfect sweet treat to beat the summer heat. SnowBiz offers authentic Hawaiian-style shave ice with 50-plus true-to-life, unbeatable flavors. While most stands are seasonal, they now offer a year-round location at their SnowBiz Plus shop inside 14 Mill Market in Nixa, Missouri, as they proudly serve their classic shave ice treats and Ice Cream Factory's delicious ice cream and so much more. Swing on by to check them out soon. Go Jackets!
Ball goes out of bounds.
Glendale attempts the onside kick, but the kick sails out of bounds, and Lebanon will.
They're having a discussion. The way it's been going, they probably could negotiate a flag or a, turnover here.
I don't know what the Glendale coach could possibly be arguing about. The ball landed almost in the student section as a legal procedure there by the Falcons will give Lebanon the ball at the 43-yard line with one play remaining in the third quarter. We saw a little bit of a different lineup there on the Hands team, Mike, last week. Lebanon gave up a pooch kick that Waynesville was able to recover, and this week they put two guys back there kind of in between, as extra coverage, but no need as the kick sails out of bounds.
38-yard line. So
and again, opportunity for Lebanon to show some discipline and some character here, because things might get a little chippy with the game almost out of hand here. But Glendale,
nice response there.
Very nice response as we're packing it in tight.
First down snap to Smith, turns around, hands it off to Jax, who scoots his way forward into Glendale territory after a gain of about 3 or 4. So after 3 quarters of play, Lebanon leads 34-14 over the Glendale Falcons. We'll be back for the final quarter of Week 6 at Lowe Field at Bob Price Stadium. You're watching Jacket Nation Sports on YouTube.
All right, folks. In between quarters, I ask you to please direct your attention to the sideline as the Crimson Girls perform their award-winning.
It's a beautiful morning, Scotty, and we have an early game today.
That injured list, it's getting longer by the minute.
Not to mention, there's apparently a nasty virus sweeping through the locker room.
Yeah, but these players, they're in good hands.
All of them need to feel their best this season, Scotty.
Yes, they do, Jack, because this team is on track to win it all this year.
Every day, Mercy's team is ready to take care of yours, bringing you the care you need now. Find out all the ways to access Mercy at mercynow.net.
At Heritage Bank of the Ozarks, we are committed to our neighbors. Your local dollars are invested in our local communities. With local lenders and local decisions, because at Heritage Bank, we are neighbors serving neighbors.
Back for the final 12 minutes of action here in Springfield as Lebanon up 34-14. Second down and 6-4. The Yellow Jackets, nice toss there, pitch there by Smith to Glendinning, who moves his way forward for a Farm Bureau first down. Nice read there from Smith, Mike, and
absolutely
Jax probably with his biggest gain of the night after about a gain of 14 or 15 there.
Yeah, great read there. Obviously the pitch has to be perfect. It's timed. They have to mesh this thing out, and they're literally getting hundreds of reps in the offseason for that exact moment. And great discipline by the Glendale defensive guy not to take Lebanon's quarterback and body slam him. A little WWE action. Some discipline there.
First down and 10 from the 40-yard line of Glendale. Gavin with a keeper himself and moves forward for about 4 or 5 yards there. So Smith moving forward, and right in front of us, Mike, you can see the Glendale defense watching Glendale offense watching film on the sideline bench, and a nice TV there from the Falcons. So
At Springfield, they got a lot of nice things up here.
They do, and just interesting to see because you don't see it a lot from high school football teams, a TV on the sideline.
You're making the assumption they're watching game film. They may be watching some off The Office.
There you go.
Here's some reruns.
2nd down and 5 for the Yellow Jackets. Smith with another keeper
Smith
goes
keeps
up the
himself.
middle, and Gavin's done a lot of the
Pushes
dirty
down
work
close to
tonight,
the 30-yard line.
keeping
It's
a
gonna
lot
be
of these
just short,
reads, and
the first down
Glendale
marker.
daring him to run the ball, and Gavin
It'll be
football has
3rd and
done
1.
just that after another gain of 4 there.
3rd and 1.
Brian
for the
Summers
Yellow
definitely keeping the
Jackets.
ball between the tackles tonight, Alex. I don't know what he's seen on film that he's not going outside as much.
I've noticed that the Falcons have started to move Lindstrom around a little bit, played some D-tackle there. Now he's moving back out to that edge. Or no, he's lined up still at the edge spot on the left side. So it'll be interesting to see where Lebanon runs this ball. And Gavin with the hard count gets
Take a first down.
easiest
Farm
5 yards
Bureau.
in football.
First down.
Yeah, Farm Bureau first down after the
Offside
penalty on the Falcons.
If you pay attention when Lebanon's huddle breaks, you can see their defensive line are following which side we're strong, right, strong, left, and they're flipping
1st and 10 from the
based
26.
upon how our guys are lining up. And, obviously Summer is paying attention to some of those details and where Listrom's going. I've not paid close attention and watched Listrom if we're running away from him, but it doesn't feel like we're too scared to not run right at him, Alex.
1st down and 10 from the 26-yard line. Gavin turns around, hands the ball off to Jackson. Jackson trips over an offensive lineman there.
for a short gain of
Gets
2.
about a 1 or 2 yard gain, but let's take a look at some more scores around the area tonight. Joplin trailing Republic 31-7, so the Republic Tigers making a statement in the Central Ozark Conference with a 31-7.
It's a big win.
31-7 lead so far over the Eagles. Webb City has retaken the lead over the Willard Tigers 22-16. Camdenton cruising at the jaws of death up 27-9. Kickapoo up 35-27 over West Plains, and Waynesville up 34-7 over Hillcrest, and Rolla leading Parkview 39-22. Gavin
keeps
with
it here.
another run and tackled up high there. I think that was Lindstrom who tackled him up high there, and I was kind of surprised the refs didn't throw a flag for unnecessary roughness, but nonetheless a Farm Bureau first down for the Yellow Jackets as the ball is spotted at the 10-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal for LHS here with 8:55 remaining in this contest. And of course, I've said it a couple times, but fans come out and support the Yellow Jackets next week as they host West Plains for 2023 homecoming game. Obviously, the Yellow Jackets do. The town of Lebanon does a great job of supporting the Yellow Jackets, and homecoming is a big deal for the town of Lebanon as well.
Yellow Jackets looking to add to that lead. They're up 34-14.
And I saw that the Lebanon High School
They've got
Alumni
8:29 left in
Association
the
has
fourth
been
quarter.
putting in the final bricks as they're looking forward to seeing everyone at the homecoming celebration at the Plaza at the old Lebanon Junior High School on October 6th from 4 p.m. to 6:15 p.m. So make sure you get out to the Plaza at the old Junior High School and celebrate some Lebanon High School athletics. Get ready for that big game on Friday night against the Zizzers.
Those, as Gavin gives the Jacks here.
Jacks goes up the middle.
Flag on the play.
In the end zone, but there is a flag on the play.
A couple of helmets falling off, too, for both teams. Hoyt Honey
Touchdown if it stands.
lost his helmet, and a
Gotta check the
Glendale player
flag.
lost his helmet. So it'll be interesting to see where this flag is on.
Those alumni from outside of town, they've torn down most of
Holding
the
against
building,
the Yellow Jackets.
the school building. I guess it would have been maybe the covered walkway.
10 yards.
And right there where the covered walkway is, just north of the what's
Holding.
left of the field house.
Offense.
They've got a neat little alumni thing where they put some bricks in,
We'll
and
repeat
so
second
that's
down.
where the plaza is there, just north of the.
Jana Payne checking into the chat, saying,
It'll be
watching
second
from
and goal
Lebanon,
from
she's a
the
1979 graduate from LHS, so good to see former alumni in here watching the game as the Yellow Jackets are up 34-14. And Mike, the job that the district has done with the field house now, turned it into kind of a wrestling facility along with baseball, being able to use the cages and bullpens up there, they've really made it fun. As Smith drops back to pass and tries to hit Gunner down the seam and off the fingertips of Williams. And it'll be 3rd and goal from the 15-yard line.
I did spend some time with Coach Alex Weatherman this week, and they're looking forward to, after the calendar flips into October, starting some off-season work there. And he's got a good group of guys coming. They're putting some time in. Really proud of what the work he's done and what is happening with the Yellow Jacket baseball team. Looking forward to a good year for them.
3rd down and goal from the 15-yard line as Smith calls Allen in motion, and Gavin runs a read option, keeps it himself, and moves forward to about the 14-yard line after a gain of 3 there. And looks like Lebanon will send on Rhett Rhodes in the field goal unit to try a field goal attempt with 7:15 left in the 4th quarter. Be a 30-yard attempt from Rhodes. Eli Jackson will do the snapping, and Drew Bowling will hold the field goal attempt. Last week, Rhodes drilled a 36-yarder at Waynesville heading into halftime. We'll see what Rhodes can do here. The snap and the hold are good, and Rhett's field goal is up and straight through the uprights. So Rhett Rhodes, 2 weeks in a row, a 30-plus yard field goal, and the Yellow Jackets move their lead to 37-14 with 6:49 to play in the 4th quarter. And Mike, the sophomore kicker, just keeps doing great things.
Yeah, I love the fact that he's getting some extra reps here. You know, we've not had a lot of opportunities. I think he's only done 3. He only had 3 field goals this year, maybe 4.
3 or 4.
And, you know, just because the offense is so productive. But tonight, opportunity, obviously, to kick a field goal. A little confidence for him to, and even for Coach Christian to check distances and see where he's kicking from. You know, it's not a ton of wind. It's a calm night, beautiful night for football here at Lowe Stadium at Glendale High School. Lebanon's kicking off here, and it'll be interesting to see if we squib it like we've done to the 30 or we kick it deep. I think they have some of the larger kickoff return guys. It's like they're choosing bigger dudes.
There
back
is
there.
size all over this Glendale team, and they have athletes. It's just all about putting it together as that kick is fielded from the 25-yard line. And
returned up to the 35. 10-yard return for the Falcons.
Parker Toon moves forward to the 36-yard line,
from the 35.
and Glendale will start their drive from the 36 with 6:43 remaining in the 4th quarter. Lebanon well on their way to a 6-0 start. See if they can move up the rankings next week after a victory here in Springfield.
Pretty good crowd for Glendale here. You know, they're obviously halfway through the year, but had a great crowd as we, you know, had some little kid cheerleading stuff before, and here.
Kylan Mabins has entered the game for the Falcons with 6:43 remaining in the 4th quarter, so we'll see what the Kickapoo transfer can do as he first throw goes out to the left sideline and finds Joella Rover, who caught that touchdown that was tipped by Roark and gets 9 yards there. So down 37-14, we'll start to see Mabins, the man who's been in the headlines across the news leader the last few weeks after transferring from Kickapoo to Glendale, was ruled ineligible, and obviously been a tough situation for all sides involved, as Mabins takes the 2nd down and 1 snap and rolls to his left and flicks a pass over Rover's head on the left sideline. It'll be 3rd down and short.
You know, the insertion of Mabins here, Alex, has given them a little bit of enthusiasm, a little bit of momentum, it feels like. You can see on the sidelines and in the stands there's a little more buzz than there was. Now, obviously, 3rd and 1.
3rd down and 1, and Jacob Ross checking in saying they have a nice group watching the game with the Lebanon VFW tonight. Appreciate the VFW for airing Jacket Nation Sports and for all the fans going out there and watching the games together. So it means a lot that the support has been so great through the first 6 weeks of the football season.
3rd and 1.
Mabins on 3rd and 1 calls a man in motion, and it's a give to the wide receiver, and he'll move forward past the 50-yard line into Lebanon territory, and that was
a nice gain on the play.
Can't tell what number that. I think that was Luke Rich there on the reverse.
First and 10 from
Glendale
the 47.
going with their no-huddle offense now, obviously down 37-14. You have to score quick. Quads out to the left with a single receiver on the right side. Mabins drops back and looks for a receiver down the field and calls for a man to move down the field, and incomplete pass on that right sideline. And nice coverage there by the junior Abe Allen to force an incompletion. With 6:06 remaining, it will be 2nd down and 10. As Braden Christian comes off the field, and Lebanon will add another secondary player with Cannon O'Rourke moving to the safety position. Mabins takes the 2nd down snap and tries a seam route down the middle, and that's broken up by Hoyt Honey, and Hoyt had eyes for the end zone on that one, but he just dropped that and might have found pay dirt the other way.
Probably about right now.
Yeah. Hoyt with a nice pass breakup though, and forces a long 3rd down for the Falcons with 6:02 remaining. It's nice to have Mason Hendricks back this week, Mike, as served a 1-game suspension last week against the Tigers, and he's been a dominant force tonight along with Nick Allen and Gunnar Williams, with Lebanon just sending that 3-man rush the entire game as Hendricks comes through the line and has a hand on Mabin, but not able to get him, and Mabins finds a man down the field, and that's Luke Rich. The 47-yard touchdown from Mabins to Rich, just over the outstretched arms of Gavin Smith. And Glendale finds the end zone with 5:53 remaining, and Lebanon up 37-20.
Score is now 37-20.
Great pass there by Mabins. His guy was streaking down the middle, and just a great pass on the run. Obviously, right-handed guy scrambling to the right. Great pass. Again, breath of fresh air for the offense, and 21-37. Obviously, Lebanon will send out the hands team, and all of a sudden, Alex, 6 minutes left, and Lebanon's offense will play its first 4-quarter game.
Yeah,
week 6.
That was just a nice play there by Mabins, like you said, rolled out to his right. Gavin tried to get back, but just over the outstretched arms of Smith, and now the Yellow Jackets will need a onside recovery from the hands team to keep this a 2-possession game and to try to milk some time off the clock, as Will Christian and Dalton Pierce are coaching up the special teams, the hand teams unit on the sideline. 5:53 remaining. Lebanon up 37-21. Glendale will obviously try some sort of onside kick here. We'll see if they are successful or not.
Last time they onsided, it went, which then obviously we switched quarters, it would be right into the teeth of the Lebanon bench. So we'll see if they kick onside that way and make the choice to do that, or if they go towards their own bench. As you got Allen, and you got Hoyt, and you got Gunner, you got Drew. Who's on the far side there? Is that Gavin?
Cannon and Gavin on that side, and I believe Bodie O'Neill back for the Yellow Jackets as well, as that onside kick gets past O'Neill down the left sideline, but just goes out of bounds. I thought Rover was going to be able to pick that ball up off the bounce, and Lebanon will take over on offense.
It was like slow motion. The ball's just kind of doinking down the field and finally rolled out of bounds. Ends up, looks like Lebanon will have the ball on the 31-yard line with 5:52.
I always thought that it was a penalty when the ball went out of bounds on the kickoff.
And move it to the 40 or something?
For the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, but they just spotted the ball where the ball went out of bounds. I don't know.
Circa 1987.
First down and 10 for Gavin Smith and the Lebanon offense, as they'll try to milk some clock here, as Gavin pitches it to Drew, and Drew is able to get up the field for a Farm Bureau first down and breaks a tackle.
And more.
And gets about to midfield, so that's kind of Drew in midseason wrestling form right there, Mike, trying to go for the 1-point escape and able to escape some tackles there. Yeah, gained about 4 points of 4 broken tackles.
Podium run as we picked up about 20 yards there for the youngster.
Farm Bureau first down for the Yellow Jackets.
Thank you, Scott. for supporting that. And this is opportunity for Lebanon. I promise we won't be snapping it for about another 12 seconds.
Lebanon at 390 total yards of offense now, and 10 yards to clip that 400-yard mark that they've done a few times already this season. Hand off to Jackson. He breaks a tackle and breaks another tackle and goes down the left sideline past the 35-yard line down at the 31-yard line. So another Farm Bureau first down there for Jacks.
Can I just go ahead and say the FQ there, the football quotient? Jacks had a chance to run out of bounds. He didn't, which obviously they'll stop the clocks to move the chains, but they'll start the clock as soon as they get started. And exceptional job there, playing some heady football by Jacks.
That's what the Newsleader Midseason Player of the Year does.
Just Jacks doing Jacks things.
Gavin under center now calls A-Bow to his right and tries a hard count, but Falcons not falling for that one.
Play clock down to 6. Probably just give the Jacks here and see what he does.
It's another keeper for Smith up the middle for about 9 yards. And another late hit there after the whistle on the Falcons that's not called, and Gavin takes a hard hit for no reason.
It is a gain of 10, and it's enough to move the
but they did mark him past the first down marker, so another Farm Bureau first down for Gavin football. And we've seen a lot of Farm Bureau first downs tonight, Mike, and quite a few Riverfront, Campground, and Canoe Rental touchdowns as well.
Yeah, thank you guys for sponsoring us and supporting the effort. But, man, the guys are the ones that putting up the first downs and the touchdowns, and hopefully put up another one here. And with about a minute and a half left, they get the ball, and we can.
Got to decide where we're eating after the game.
Some have their opinions on where we need to eat.
Glendale goes on the first down handoff for about a gain of 1 there, so second down and 9 with 3:44 remaining in the game. I want to take time to thank our video producer, Austin Shoemaker, and our scoreboard producers tonight, Garrett Brown and Seth Shockley, my color commentator, Mike Flanders. Outstanding job every week. This crew puts together an outstanding broadcast, and the behind-the-scenes jobs that they do don't go unnoticed, and do a great job of putting out a high-quality production. As Smith takes the second down snap and moves down the right side a little bit and gets about a gain of 5 there to bring up third down, and I think Glendale will use a timeout.
The clock.
So Heeman takes a timeout. We'll take a quick commercial break. Lebanon looking to put this thing away, up 37-21. 3:08 remaining. We'll be right back after this.
Do you like comic books, toys, video games, and collectibles? Massey's Comics has what you need. The locally owned comic shop has a wide variety of new and vintage collectibles, with new books coming out every Wednesday. Massey's Comics is located at 727 South Jefferson Avenue in the Keene Cash Savers Shopping Center. For more information, check them out on Facebook and Instagram at Massey's Comics.
Garner and Smith Insurance in Lebanon wants you to know that they're your local source for all your insurance needs and available in person, by phone, or virtually to answer any health insurance questions. Call today to schedule a free, no-obligation benefit review at 417-532-9491. Now's the right time to evaluate your current coverage and strengthen it. Make sure that you have the plan you need with the benefits you really want. Garner and Smith Insurance, across the street from Lebanon High School, supporting the Yellow Jackets and the community since 1976.
Third and 3.
Third down and 3 for the Yellow Jackets as Smith back under center for Lebanon and takes it to his right side, pitches to Jackson. Jackson at the 10 to the 5 and into the end zone for a Lebanon touchdown. And there is your dagger with 3:01 remaining. Jack's Glendale into the end zone from 14 yards out on a third down and 1. Nice pitch there from Smith. Glendale did his job. The offensive line did their job. Perfect execution, and the Yellow Jackets are up 43-21 with 3:01 remaining left in this contest.
Exceptional drive there and finish by the Lebanon offense.
Jack's just adding to his state-leading touchdowns as well. I believe he has 2 on the night, so 15 total for the year for Jack's. His Rhodes extra point is up and good through the middle of the uprights. So Lebanon up 44-21 with 3:01 remaining. We will take a quick break and be right back after this.
Here at Crow Paint and Glass, we have had hometown values and service since 1946. For the highest quality paint, custom framing, glass and screen replacement, wallpaper, and more, come visit us at 390 West Elm Street in Lebanon or give us a call at 417-532-3551. We are a proud sponsor of Lebanon High School athletics. Go Jackets!
3:01 remaining left in the game, and Lebanon now 9 for 10 on third downs, Mike, and it's hard to complain about the third down conversions from the Yellow Jackets tonight. 90% on third down. Lebanon goes 6 plays, 69 yards, 2:51 time of possession, and Lebanon now has 439 total yards of offense in the contest as Jax Glendinning gets into the end zone for a Riverfront Campground and Canoe rental touchdown.
Great coverage on the Yellow Jackets as he did fumble, it looked like a little bit, or just mishandled the kick, and they pinned him down inside the 15.
Looks like they're going to mark him right at the 15.
Okay.
So Mabins will get one more possession here as we have some scores coming in from around the area. Republic, a 38-15 dominating performance over the Joplin Eagles tonight, and that will help the Tigers in the district standings get some extra points there. Webb City with a 29-16 win over the Willard Tigers. Camdenton rolling the Liberators 34-15 as Mabins drops back on first down, rolls to his left a little bit. Nice play there by Mason Hendricks to force him out of bounds, and the clock will stop after about a gain of 2. Kickapoo Mike went to Howell County, coming away with a 49-27 performance so far, and the statement kind of made from the Chiefs saying, you know, don't count us out of the OC race just yet.
A great representation there as Coach takes him down, and obviously we're going to be facing the Zizzers next week, and they might have a little sour taste in their mouth.
A desperate team needing a win, Mike, last week, getting shut out against Camdenton, and then obviously this week losing to Kickapoo. So a motivated West Plains team will be coming to Lebanon next week, and that'll be our homecoming game, and can't wait to broadcast that for you guys. And also Waynesville with a 48-7 win over the Hillcrest Hornets, and Rolla dominating Parkview by a score of 53-28.
On the field, we do have a little bit of a yellow flag on the play, and I believe they're calling holding. So that'll back up the Falcons.
It's going to back them up.
Deeper in the opposite of the red zone, Lebanon's red zone.
Ball is set down on the 9-yard line. It'll be second down and 16.
Homecoming candidates for next week are Sadie Douglas, Chloe Gottman, Sadie Rink, McKinley Rod, and Addie Shoemaker, Drew Bowling, Paul Dubose, Cole Dustin, Hoyt Honey, and Griffin Jones. So a couple of football players in there.
Mabins in trouble.
Representing the Yellow Jackets for the homecoming as Mabins throws a ball to the left sideline out of bounds, and that'll be third down and 16 upcoming for Glendale.
Mabins escaped a potential safety there, Alex. He had some
almost a safety,
some trouble there, and he escaped and got out of the hands of the Yellow Jacket as the clock is stopped with 2:28 left, 21-44 here at
Kyle Lampkins checking in from Arkansas, watching tonight, and appreciate everybody who's stayed around and watched the Yellow Jackets dominate the Falcons as Mabins goes down after a sack there by Thomas Howe, the senior offensive lineman who playing both ways, able to get Mabins down there, and
also we need Colson Penrod to come
forces a fourth down and a mile for the Falcons. Fourth down and 22.
It looks like they're bringing the punt team in, Alex. So we may see some victory formation here if we can handle the punt. Doesn't look like we'll send anybody back with them pins so deep. We should get the ball. Guy's been pretty good punter they have, but probably get the ball about the 45-yard line is where I'm guessing.
Glendale will send 3 more players out onto the field for punt coverage here. So West Plains at Lebanon next Friday night, 7 o'clock. As that punt's blocked and recovered by the Yellow Jackets at about the 4-yard line. So nice block there. I think that was Gunnar Williams who got his mitts on it, and Lebanon does a good job of recovering that, and we will see victory formation here for the Yellow Jackets, Mike. And
remains 44-21 Yellow
anyone who's played Lebanon football in the past few years knows that Lebanon always ends their Thursday practices practicing the victory formation kneel down. So Yellow Jackets, anytime they get to kneel the ball, they will take that any day of the week.
And again, this just contributes to Coach Christian's legacy of a classy guy, because we could, stick it to him a little bit, try to score here, but I'd imagine we're coming out in the victory formation. See if Glendale can match the character and the class that Coach Christian is having here. Sometimes it can get a little chippy at this point down in the trenches.
Smith takes a knee after a dominating performance by the Lebanon offense. The Lebanon Yellow Jackets come to Springfield and win 44-21 over the Glendale Falcons to improve to 6-0 on the season.
One more knee.
Of course, fans, stick around as Will Christian will join us on the Jacket Nation Sports postgame show. We will go over some scores from around the area.
We'll have to do one more snap.
Talk to Will Christian to end the broadcast.
But just one more snap. Let it get below 40, boys. Now you can go.
Gavin takes the snap, kneels it down. Lebanon moves to 6-0. So nice performance from Lebanon tonight. Defense gives up 21 points, but the Lebanon offense with a 44-point performance is enough to get the job done. And Jackets move to 6-0 on the year. Glendale falls to 3-3. We'll be back on the Jacket Nation Sports postgame show in just a few minutes to talk to high school football coach Will Christian about the team's performance tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. I want to take time to thank our primary sponsors, Mercy Hospital Lebanon, Heritage Bank of the Ozarks, Jonesy's Travel Center, Missouri Cooperage, Shadle's Colonial Chapel, and Results Advertising as well. We will be back right after this. You're watching Jacket Nation Sports on YouTube.
took off.
Back here live on the Jacket Nation Sports post-game show from Lowe Stadium as the Yellow Jackets are victorious over the Glendale Falcons 44-21. I'm joined by head coach Will Christian. Coach, your overall thoughts on your team's performance tonight?
Well, I thought we had a lot of individual outstanding performances. I thought our effort and physicality, which are two things that we need to check the box by every single week, was solid. I felt that our energy level and just mental sense of urgency was not good enough tonight. I don't want to take anything away from Glendale. I thought Glendale had some really nice athletes, which they normally do, and they made some plays. I don't want to take anything away from them. However, I feel like that we can do a better job of just being more mentally focused and bringing more energy and sense of urgency. And it's not just Friday, honestly. It's throughout the week in our preparation. I think, when you have a series of games that are blowouts, perhaps, we kind of let that edge slip out a little bit. And so tonight was good. I told our kids out there, number one, we had to play 4 quarters, which is the first time this year, and that's valuable. And, I think that, some of the sloppiness and just some of the things we definitely can build upon and learn and grow and get better. And I have no doubt next week at homecoming with the West Plains Scissors coming to town that our kids are going to crank it back up where we need to be mentally, because you know as well as I do that the mental aspect of this thing is as important as any other part, and we've got to bring that too.
9 for 10 on third downs. I had you at unofficially tonight, but just a great job by your offense to not only keep the chains moving and keep that clock running, but keeping that high potent Glendale offense off the field as well.
Yeah, I thought we had moments that were really good. Obviously we gave up a couple of big plays, and some of that was some coverage mistake, and that's frustrating. But some of that, that's on us as coaches, and so we've got to get the guys in a spot where they can execute. Then they made the one play down on the other end, that was just a good concentration play by that receiver. I thought that was great coverage there, and we'll take that, tip our cap to that. So overall, defensively, solid, but I think we can play better, and I think we can play better in all facets than we did tonight. And so I don't want to paint the wrong picture. I don't want to paint the picture of negativity. And every win is difficult, and every win is earned. But I do want to paint a picture that we can bring more, and we need to, and we will.
I was impressed by the guys who had to step in on the offensive line tonight. Colin Alford, obviously been there for a couple weeks now, but Eli Jackson as well, 2 sophomores for you that are standing out, and of course you have your 3 senior leaders who just do their job every single week.
Yeah, I thought we played well up front. I thought Colin has done a great job since being inserted in there. Now, he did get dinged up with a foot ankle. We're not really sure what it is right now. He ended up having to come out. Eli Jackson did a superb job replacing Caden Crabtree on Wednesday, and I thought he was excellent tonight. One of the things that we really try to do as a coaching staff is get a lot of reps for different guys for these if-win scenarios, and so we'll continue to do that. We're gonna, if Colin is not available, we'll be looking at the guard position again. I know Caden Crabtree is available starting on Tuesday. His shoulder was just a sprain, so we'll be able to add him back into the equation. And so it's just football. We've just got to keep hammering away and get the right combination and the right group and have a lot of guys ready to go.
And obviously you'll need to be ready to go for a physical West Plains team. Joel Wyatt's squads are always well coached, and a physical team coming to town. I don't want to say desperate for a win, but they've lost 2 games in a row now, so they'll be fired up to try to get back in that win column.
Yeah, without question. And they're a prideful team that's had a lot of success in our league for a long time, and so they're going to come to town with bad intentions on their mind, and we got to match that. We got to match that mentally and emotionally, and with a real sense of urgency, and I believe we will. I have no doubt in my mind we will.
Coach, congrats on the win tonight, and be safe going home.
Thanks, you too. Thanks for doing this broadcast.
Yeah, no problem. That was Lebanon High School football coach Will Christian joining us on the Jack and Nation Sports postgame show. Want to take time to thank our primary sponsors, Heritage Bank of the Ozarks, Shadle's Colonial Chapel, Jonesy's Travel Center, Results Advertising, Mercy Hospital Lebanon, and Missouri Cooperage. The final score, Lebanon 44, Glendale 21. And we will see you guys next week at Jacket Stadium as the Yellow Jackets host the Zizzers for homecoming. So make sure you get out and support. Appreciate everybody who stayed for the broadcast and tuned in, and appreciate all the kind comments that we've been receiving on the streams. And good night from Springfield.